everybody. Let me know when you're here. I do own the rights to this music, just so YouTube knows. It's my music I paid for, created, and put together. So I'll give it a few minutes. See who all's going to come on. Happy Halloween. No, I did not dress up. It's a lucky thing I'm alive right now. Let's just put it that way through everything. So I'm going to get myself to dress up today. But my kids are cute, that's for sure. So come on in. Whoever's going to be here, say hello. I'm going to wait for all my people too. I think they're coming today. Give everybody a few minutes. I've got my bowls that I want to start playing. So I'm going to do that. I did channel some messages. One was for myself because I woke up again. Something's wrong, right? My heart just sank to my stomach. And when I realized what the karmic's been doing, or not the karmic, the divine masculine has been doing and dealing with, and how much love I've given out and gotten none in return, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for the ascension. It's not a good thing for God. It's very heavy. And so I'm not going to try to put too much in it. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Amy and Donita. Yay! You guys are here. That's good to see. Again, it's saying that nobody's here. So I don't know why it does that to me. So I really don't know who all's here and how many people are here. So just come on in, say hello, let me know you're here. You guys are getting some free messages and healing. I'm going to start out just doing some of the chakra bowls because today is heavy. But I do have some channeled messages. Like I said, I've got some messages, a message from Metatron for the collective, for everybody. And, Spirit has always told me to say what I mean. And so I'm going to do my best to do that today. I'm not going to let anything take me out of that. But I'm not going to lie when I tell you I'm heartbroken. I'm completely devastated and heartbroken. I've given so much love, unconditional love to this person. And really, in truth, gotten smacked in the face. When I first moved in here, I didn't want to talk about this. But I'm going to because it is the truth. And when I first moved in here, his wife at the time hurt me really badly. And I didn't know these people. I didn't understand why she did it to me. It ended up to where I had to live in a hotel for a good month because of her. So I had the apartment. I had the deposit. I called on my lunch break and I told her I would be there right after lunch to give her the deposit. She said, okay. She was holding the space for the apartment that I needed. It was a nice new apartment. It was clean, had a dishwasher. It was everything I needed. Hi, Gigi. Good morning. I'm just kind of telling you guys what's going on with Divine Masculine. It's a little heavy and I feel a lot of sorrow within the collective energy of love. And so I'm just kind of sharing that and kind of what's going on. It's not a negative, not a bad thing necessarily. I'm not here to bash anybody or anything. I'm just realizing how much love I've given out and how much is not being returned in the right places. And we've got to recognize that. And it kind of goes with the message Metatron is giving. Is that when I first moved in here, his wife at the time was the apartment manager here. And I didn't, hi, Jacinta, I'm so glad you guys are here. And I didn't know that, at the time. And I didn't know this was my twin flame or anything. And she was nice to me 1 minute, and I had called her, and I had this set up, and I had already done the credit check. I've already done all that. I had the deposit made, but I had a job. I was a behavioral tech at a severe center where I was in charge of this whole classroom, and if I left, they would attack the teacher. So I was not allowed to leave. And so it was right after work I was going over there, and I had talked to her on my lunch break, and I told her I will be right there at 4:45, right? Like, boom, on the dot with all this cash in hand. Cash in hand. I usually like to pay deposit an extra month. This is how I roll because my ex-husband left me homeless, okay? And so it's a big deal to me what he did to me and what has happened to me in my past and with the abuse that I was escaping from. Tessa is a abuse advocates. They helped me move here, okay? So that being said, I go to take my deposit and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I rented it out. You didn't show up in time. I was early. I showed up early from what I told her I would show up. And I didn't know this was his ex-wife, his wife at the time. I had no idea this was my twin flame's wife. It was. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I dealt with it fine. I'm like, why? I even literally said in front of her boss, why did you do that to me? Like, here's the money. We had this set up. Why did you do that to me? She had no comment. Well, it's first come, first serve. And I said, no, I had an appointment. I told you I have a job. Like, I actually work. Like, I have a job and I can't leave. I'm behavioral. It was not a good thing. And then it's like, oh, we got another apartment, but it won't be ready for 3 weeks. And I literally got put in a hotel. I was homeless again and was staying hotel to hotel, which was taking a lot of money. And so I was having to borrow money so I could keep all the money to move in here. And I lost my dog. And when I think about all this, was that his fault? No, right? That was just, she knew, I think, deep down in who I was. And then, he and I ended up meeting, they got a divorce and all that kind of stuff. But in all of that, he never showed me love, you guys. He was never nice to me, ever, ever, ever. And that's why I went into fear and escape, right? Like, oh my gosh, like, I know I love this guy. He's not nice to me. He's hurting me. He was really hurting me. And he never once told me he even liked me. He treated me like shit. And so, of course, I escaped and went and found somebody else. Why wouldn't I, right? And when I realized everything, you guys saw it, I felt really, really, really bad. And Spirit told me yesterday that I have to put what's on him because I'm giving too much love out and I haven't got any in between. And it's not to hate anybody. It's just I'm like empty, right? And so I'm going to talk about this a little bit. And I'm going to give you the channeled message that came through from Metatron. And one that came through from me is I am being reborn. Everything that I need is inside me. I am being reborn. And when Uriel came through for me today, he is the angel of death, which is really the angel of rebirth. Okay. And so when you hear the angel of death, people will get scared. But right away, his message to me was, you're being reborn. And I cried and then I passed out again. Like, I keep falling asleep because during this twin flame journey, I wasn't able to sleep a lot at all. I was very sick. And then the divine intervention, I kept waking up knowing how I hurt him, but I don't think he ever saw how he hurt me. Even after all this divine intervention and all these things, and I got to redo that card that I missed, and all these things were blessings for me, and I'm still like empty. Like, it continues, and then he continues giving love to a fallen angel who wanted to mess the ascension up. And so there's something wrong. Still, like, how is that possible that the divine masculine can't see true love? It's a little harsh, and I kept giving such unconditional love. Like, he doesn't know what I would have done for him because he never stepped in. He didn't step into it. And so it's like, that's sad. To me, it's a little sad. It's like, where did we go so wrong? Where is the divine masculine such a mess? You guys, this is my point. I'm not trying to talk bad about him. I love my twin flame. This is my question, though. It's like, where is the divine masculine such a mess? I know his heart matches mine deep down in. Okay, so please, guys, don't take this message wrong. But this is the reality of what really happened. And I kept saying, oh, look what I did wrong. Look what I did wrong. And my numbers went down. I'm not sure what's going on there. But I'm just saying, it's like, I gave so much unconditional love. And somehow in that, it's awry because the divine masculine kept giving. And then in the end, I was moved here for him. I hated it here. And he took off with a fallen angel. And it hurt really bad. And so it's like, where are we going wrong? Where can we give love to the divine masculine? Because right now, something's still out of balance, right? Something is still very much so out of balance. Because how can this man not see true love, not want to feel true love? Yeah, I escaped and I ran to somebody else. But in truth, the moment he told me he loved me, I have been fighting for him. Like, I have been there. I've been wanting him. And even after hurting me, even after knowing all of who he is, I still love him. Like, I still love him. Like, I'm still there, but he's doing damage. And he's doing damage to our relationship. And when you look at twin flames, so I want to show you guys a couple things. They are a relationship of God. And I've told you that. He and I were cut from a different cloth. It's very true. And if you guys follow any of the people who channel for twin flames, they've been saying it. Okay, cool. Donita, I got your message. Yes, from yesterday, just now. I don't know why it's slow, but I will respond to them. Sorry. But it's not ignoring you. Some of them are coming through a little late, so I do apologize. And don't worry, you guys. This is just kind of what's in the air. It's like, I want us all to kind of focus on the imbalance within the divine masculine, within love, within the world, because I go outside and I'm like so empty. Like I was moved here for him. I went through hell for him. I've been treated like shit by women for him. And then to see him just give it all my light to her and then take off with her, it's devastating. Right? And he's not coming back. I don't know that he ever will. I feel kind of crazy in the sense that I've given so much love and I've gotten none in return. And so here's the message from Metatron. Okay, and I hope nobody is taking this message the wrong way, because I have no ill will towards my twin flame. I have zero ill will towards I love him unconditionally still. I just wish he would stop hurting me, because it's doing damage. Okay, and it's not good. And I'll look this up really quick and show you guys. That's what I was going to do, is that other people are channeling this too. They've talked about twin flame unions. They're married under God's eyes, which is how I had infidelity a year ago and I didn't even know it, right? But now, what do you think is happening? Like, is this doing this relationship any justice? That it's still in the state that it's in? That I feel like love is still being given to where it doesn't belong? And it's harsh. So I'm just going to show you. I put it on my history really quick, so it was coming through this morning. Actually, I think it was like yesterday. But it's about the twin flames. So we're married under God's eyes. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely the case. And I've channeled that. I've said that before about twin flame unions. And this is where I messed up in the beginning, because I didn't know, right? And he didn't know. But he knows now, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, where do you draw the line of doing more damage? Then I'm releasing some stuff. And so sometimes the spirit wants me to speak my truth. And I love my twin flame. I still to this day do. But it's doing damage. I'm not going to lie. It's hurting me very badly. And it's like, we've got to stop doing damage, because I'm not finding it right now. But we are married in God's eyes. And I will find them and I will post them under this video. They were really relevant to it. It was very good stuff. And it's like, it's true. So much about this twin flame journey I've learned along this path, because I didn't know anything about it at all, right? This was all new to me. And so, of course, we all make mistakes. That's a given. Nobody's ever perfect. But when you have all this unconditional love coming at you and you stab it in the heart, and then you literally turn around and give that light to the dark and still sit there and go, woe is me, something's wrong. My heart's been shattered. I feel crazy because I've only given love and it's not been given back at all. And this is pure unconditional love, where now he's doing damage, but it still doesn't mean I don't love this person unconditionally. Like, I still want to be there, still want to do what I'm supposed to do. But it hurts. So I'm going to read the messages that came through from the angels this morning. This morning I'm like, why is this happening to me? Like, am I really crazy? I need to give up. And they're like, don't give up. How do I not have to give up, right? Like, it's still hurting me. And so here was my message. And I'm going to share it with you because I've gotten new things today. And I want to create these because they gave me new frequencies for the colors. And this has to do with our chakras and healing. And this was interesting because it came through right after my message from Uriel. Uriel is a beautiful angel of death. He comes in with black wings for me. And when I first met him, I was waking up. That's when he was around me a lot, was when I was first waking up. Because when the angel of death comes in, it's about rebirth. You can't be reborn if something's not dying. Okay? And I've seen the phoenix rising several times. It's actually in my painting, the phoenix rising. And so this has been a part of my journey more than one time. I'm very tough. I am one tough, badass bitch. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I got chills when I said that. I really am a tough, badass bitch. And I am full of unconditional love. And I'm going to tell you, he's starting to do damage to that. And that's not a good thing. And I'm just asking for this relationship that is built in the divine realm, married under God's eyes, to the damage to stop being done. Love needs to be put in the right places, all around, right? I wasn't doing it right either, right? Yeah, see, and we all are, you guys, that's the thing. And so is the divine masculine. That's the thing. So is this guy is in charge of the fucking divine masculines. He's a beautiful soul. So what went awry? That's the question. And I don't want anybody to think that this is me bashing. I love him very, very much. It's the key is, where did it go awry? Where did we lose sight in true love? Where to give true love? Where to be in love? And where to be in joy? Where did we lose sight of that? Because I wasn't doing it right either, right? I escaped and I went and I tried to give love where it just wasn't meshing. Like when I was with Sean, there was a lot of like, I broke up with him a couple times over, kicked him out of my house a couple times over. David doesn't even know how many times like I was like, oh, I like this guy. Like I told David several times over, I mean Sean, that I love my neighbor, and he would straight up tell me he doesn't love you, he doesn't want you to be with me. And that's what he would tell me, and so there was a lot keeping us apart. That is not a lie. My question is, where did love go awry? Where did we both miss the mark so much? And then once I realized the mark, I've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and I've never gotten any back, ever. He only told me he loved me one time in August, and then after that, he said he was talking out of his ass. And I know that was not, I know he was being shrouded. We know this. We've seen this on my channel. I love him so much. And it's like, and I know I missed those marks. And if I'd have filled him with love from day one, it would have been a lot different. It would have been. So I'm not trying to sit here and go, oh, woe is me, and oh, I love him to death. I do. And I still hope and pray. We're supposed to be together. So that's the thing. I can't ascend without him. I've said this before. We are supposed to be together. And I feel like he's going to run into a place of tower moments, where you cause your own life destruction. Okay. And there's nothing I can do to prevent that. That's what happens when we keep not listening to our guidance and not listening to our guidance. It's beyond divine intervention. Divine intervention that happened with our twin flame journey was of the divine. It was a definite stepping in, and we need to fix this. And I'm thankful for it because it changed my life. Okay, and so Uriel told me this morning, breathe in the light, for you are being reborn. This is what's happening to me. Everything you need is right here and right now. Surrender to trust of another kind. Because in this twin flame journey, I've lost a lot. And now I'm sitting here in hell, like literally in a place that I should not be. And it's not a good feeling. I was here for him. And what happened, I could really go to a place of like, I hate love. And that's not true. Again, okay. But these are the realities of what happened. And yet the divine still is afraid to put love where it goes, still is afraid to love himself. And I'm like, what can we do to fix this? Because it's still not right. And so we really need to focus on raising the vibration of the divine masculine. Look at me releasing all this stuff, right? I think these needed to be said. Raising the vibration of the divine masculine, because he's not seeing clearly still, like obviously, right? Or maybe he is, and maybe it's just still giving love in the wrong places. So if you continue to give love where it's not reciprocated, what do you think is going to happen? Where it's not the right love, what do you think is going to happen? And this is throwing, so what I'm also hearing, the problem is that it's throwing the whole collective off. Like it really, truly is. He's got a lot of power. And he's afraid of it. Why wouldn't you be? He's younger. He's a beautiful soul. This is all new to him. Of course. He's got a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered things, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. I would too. Like, I'm not kidding you. I love and I'm getting chills all the way up my left side, you guys. So please hear me. I hope he does listen to this whole thing. I love him unconditionally. He's a beautiful, beautiful soul. But this is the thing. It's like, where can we help this? Where can we help raise the clarity, shine light into the darkness of the divine masculine? Because he is large and in charge of the whole divine masculine. And that is the truth. It's like, once he and I come together, you're going to see a big, quick boom, 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 boom. All the twin flames are going to unite. Not a joke. That's why Spirit has held so much place. That's why we've had the divine intervention. And that's why they're scratching their heads going, love is being given in the wrong places. And when you think about, when I think about my soulmate and how I would want them to look at me and what I would want them to do for me, is the same thing I did for him. When I found out, I straight up told Sean, you are not the one for me. You got to go. August 13th, when my soulmate told me he loved me, I told Sean, I was like, oh my God, I made the biggest mistakes ever. And Sean still kept pushing. He did. He kept showing up and he kept pushing. He was devastated. And why wouldn't he be, right? He wanted to marry me. He did. He kept proposing with the goddamn onion ring, and I told him, screw you. I didn't know. And then Spirit kept saying it was going to hurt. It was going to hurt. And as soon as my twin flame told me he loved me, it sparked this awakening in me. Like, holy shit. I was so blinded. And I straight told Sean, like, you got to go. Like, I cannot be. I didn't touch him again. I couldn't be with him anymore. Couldn't. I connected with my twin flame before I even chose to connect with him. I was like, nope, I have to, like, I can't be with you. This guy has my heart. And I have his. That's the thing. I do. And Spirit has said that I have a key to his heart. And so it's like such confusion of what unconditional love is, what real love is, and keep giving our light to the wrong places. And it's throwing a big rift into the divine masculine, because my beautiful twin flame has a lot of power. So why wouldn't you be afraid? I'd be afraid. I was afraid when I first woke up. And I've had a lot more time to process. He didn't have this whole year to come into that like he was supposed to, right? And I'm getting chills again. And so I really do hope he listens to this whole message. Please know that this is not me bashing my twin. I love him. He's a beautiful soul. So he was not awake. He's gone through a lot, like a lot. And I'm getting chills again. See? And so I'm just kind of putting the balance back into play, right? It's not all on me. Oh, more chills, okay? It's about tipping the scales of balance, and the fact that he does have on his shoulders some things that are rightfully his to carry and not mine, okay? And I have kind of like pulled all those into me because of what I did a year ago. And it's like, it's all on me, and it's not all on me. But I definitely am filled with unconditional love, the real love, the true love. Love that doesn't bolster and doesn't go away, right? Like, I love him. He's such a beautiful soul, and I want you guys to hear that. Like, he's younger than me. He was not awake. He has been shrouded by these dark things, and we've all seen that repeatedly on my channel, right? Dark angels, fallen angels are very real, and they will steal your free will. And this is what happened to Catholicism. This is what, and we've talked about this. You guys have seen this in my things. Jacinth, you know this wholeheartedly, that this is what happened, right? What happened, Jacinth? Like, we know, right? That, so many chills. This is what happened throughout history, and it's playing out again with my twin flame. And please hear that. You know, it's not me bashing him. He's a beautiful soul. He really, truly is. I know his heart matches mine deep down, right? But in Catholicism and everything else, they would take your free will. They would manipulate you. They would do these things. And it's like I've talked about with like that guy who annihilated his family. This lady came in and she manipulated him, and they did these things. And then he ended up killing his wife and all his kids. Not that mine would do that. It's just the same energy. It's the same shroudedness. It's the same manipulation that keeps you blinded from true love. Where there's power and strength, there's power to stepping into what God says. Like, why wouldn't you want to, right? God says this, I'm doing it. That's what I've always done. That's where that overzealous carry the weight of the world is. God says me to do something, I do it. Like, I am his predecessor, like, I do it, right? You don't mess around with that. Because when you do, what happens to your soul? Right? It does damage. It hurts. And I pull a lot of cards from my twin flame in me. Well, me, and it's my twin flame journey as well. And there's holes in our soul, right? There really, truly is. There's holes in our soul. Like, it hurts. It hurts. And so it's not just my pain I'm feeling. It's his too. And he's such a beautiful soul. You guys, we're going to get to the healing and the messages. This is actually a beautiful movement and just kind of reclaiming the balance. It's not a bad thing. Okay, and I'm supposed to surrender to trust of another kind. So that means I'm not crazy. This thing is real. And I'm holding space for my twin flame. There is no need for me to go out and be with anybody else. I cannot be with anybody else. I'll say that again and again and again and again. If he and I don't unite, I don't know what will happen to me. I know what will happen to him. It won't be very good. He's already pushing that line. It's like crossing over a line already. And I don't, it's not a good thing. But I would also ask that no more damage is done to the sacred union where we are married under God's eyes. It's like no further damage should be done, right? Let's just stop that wall. Let's stop the wall of destruction. Let's stop the veil of confusion. It takes courage to step into something that you don't understand. It takes courage to step into unconditional love. It does. It takes a lot of self-destruction on some parts before we get to that point. And that's being acknowledged. Chills all the way up my left side. And so I want to lift it up in love, not destruction. More chills on my left side. I'm giving back some of the balance because it is in his hands now. I've done so much of unconditional love giving, and I've still been there with open arms, have not deviated since August 13th when he told me he loved me. I have not been with Sean, could not be with Sean, did not want to be with Sean, told him I couldn't marry him. Sean had a hard time with that. He was also my friend, and so I was being nice about it. Did make some mistakes there, but I still have not deviated. I don't want to deviate. I can't deviate. The guy downstairs has been flirting with me, and it still turns my stomach, and my twin flame's not even here. If I look at the surface, like I've been left, it's not real, it's done. But I don't believe that. It's not so. I can't believe that. Spirit says otherwise. He and I really are soulmate twin flames. There really is a contract, and he really is in charge of the divine masculine. And that's a lot to carry. When that really probably hit him, if he even still fully understands it, it's a lot to carry. That's a lot. It's like coming in and stepping up and being told, oh, by the way, we found out you're a king. Now step up and take charge of this clan. Like, step up into your mighty kinghood. Who wouldn't be like, holy shit, run the other way? That's a responsibility I don't want. But the responsibility is not all on his shoulders. And that's another thing. He has these, I can feel it, because he has these misconstrued perceptions that he's going to have to change just by being with me. That's not the case either. So again, that's misconstrued love, right? That is the judgmental love. And so this goes into Metatron's message for the collective, okay? Because this is causing a rift within the collective. Giving love to the wrong places, fallen angels, is not a good thing. And what kind of power on your shoulders, right? Like, it's a lot. And I got chills again. And so what I'd really like us all to do is send so much love to our male counterparts. So much love. I love my twin flame so much. My soulmate, David. I do. I cannot help that. He is that to me. Spirit has quite shown that on the channel. He has a big shoe to fill. And who wouldn't hesitate going into that, right? I would. I did hesitate going into my own shoes to fill. You guys haven't noticed, I kind of stepped out a while ago and didn't want to take on all that power. And a lot of people stopped caring about me, you know, like they really have. And that's the reality of it. Just like I showed you that guy. Like once he started being true to himself and to God, he lost a lot of people. Now I ask you, are those the right people that we should care about losing? Confucius says no. Confucius says no. Right? It's like, are we caring about the right thing? Because the right ones will always step in. And by the way, sometimes those ones that we make angry, the ones that they seem to fall out, eventually they make their way back. And they're like, because of you, I see clearly now. Okay? And so there's misconceptions with power. There's misconceptions of God. There's misconceptions of unconditional love. Okay? So this brings me into Metatron's message. And it's just, I just want to repair that wound. That's how I feel about it. Like I still want to make him feel beautiful, and I want to repair that wound. But at this point, he's not making me feel the same. And so there's a huge imbalance coming about again, right? And we don't want this. And this is what Metatron, so I'm like, Metatron, is there a message for the collective I can give? Because Uriel channeled one for me. So I'm dying, not really dying, I'm being reborn. But something has to die to be reborn, okay? Excuse me, a lot of releasing going on. And he's telling me that I'm being reborn, surrender to trust of another kind. So I have to surrender to trust of another kind, because what was my reaction is always, oh, scared, escape. Like, this is a repeat. I got scared and I escaped. And so I have to surrender to trust of another kind. And I'm going to use my wand today too. So you're going to see me doing this with my wands today. but Spirit has told me to, and I have new cards, and I've got all my bowls out, so we are going to go into some healing and some beautiful messages, I promise you. This is about helping with the balance, because it's still off, okay? Where in there have these wounds been created that such a beautiful divine man is having a hard time wanting love? And allowed his free will to be taken. Or not that he allowed it, just was so shrouded and so hurt and so tired. And this wasn't just because of me. Okay, this is what he's picked up along his path. 30-30 when I said that. It's super important that we start shining love into that path. Does this make sense, you guys? And what Metatron has said, here's Metatron's message for the collective. Belief is not in having proof. Do you need proof to believe? Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. So whenever something is proven, it's still so deep, we can't exactly put our full finger on it. Thank you, Gigi. Yes. Okay. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. One must surrender fear to grow. Okay. One must surrender fear to grow, like I had to do. So my initial reaction is, I'm scared. This is going to hurt really, really bad. Which I kind of knew that from day one, because it was hurting me really, really bad. And in that, I still chose to connect to him, love him unconditionally, and still love him unconditionally. I can't help it. But he's definitely doing damage at this point. And it sucks, because I don't want any more damage being done to this divine connection. But we must surrender fear to grow. How easy is that to do? This has been the hardest journey for me. I've been deathly afraid. Everything's been coming out live on my channel. He doesn't understand it. Neither did I. Okay? I know who I am, and I still didn't understand this. So he has had tenfold what I've had to process, you guys. Tenfold. Poor guy. Like, seriously, poor guy. Right? Like, seriously, poor guy. I really do feel for him. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it's a lot to unfold at one time, but it's not a burden. It's a blessing. Where he's putting himself isn't a burden. Okay? It's going to hurt. So one must surrender fear to grow. Love is where life flows. Love is where life flows. Okay, that is truth. Let's look at these. I want you guys to see the colors when you hear these words. That's what I'm hearing. Like, when I hear words, I see colors. I see movement. I see motion. And either it's like dark colors or they're very vibrant. Right? And so as I'm reading this, the angels and me are asking you to see these words in a different way. I'm going to start over. Belief is not having proof. Do you have to have proof to believe? Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. The proof is already there. You're just not seeing it. That's also what that is saying. It's already beyond what meets the eye. It's all there. It's been there the whole entire time. Just haven't been able to see. One must surrender fear to grow. This is for the collective. That's where we're at right now. We must surrender fear to grow. And this is also for the divine masculine. Okay? When you live in fear, you create fear. Fear is false. It really, truly is. It was false for me to be in fear when I met him, because I've experienced more pain now than I've ever experienced before. Love is where life flows. See that? Love is where life flows. That's where things flourish and grow and new things can come in. That's where truth resides. That's where everything is. It truly, truly is. Why do you think they tried to stop the love flow so much? Judgment clouds love. How many people have been judging me this whole entire time? Judgment clouds love. This is also self-judgment, okay? Self-judgment is what I'm hearing is bigger for my twin flame than anything else. But we all do this. It's big for me, so that makes a lot of sense. Judgment clouds love. I'm not worthy. What did I tell you guys I had to do? I'm worthy of love. Okay, I've been having to say this over and over and feel it to my soul because I've never been given it, even from the one who was supposed to. Judgment clouds love. So if I judge him, it's still clouding love. If I judge the situation on the surface, I know it's not him. Now I know that. We can look at my channel, we can look at everything. He's been shrouded. I get that. He's a beautiful, beautiful soul, you guys, and he has a lot to carry. He's wounded. He has a lot to carry. And what I'm trying to do is flood so much love into that massive wound on the collective, right? The massive wound on the collective. Like, how can we, they said we need to rise the divine masculine. Do you guys know how to do that in such a way where it's like massive? Because I've put out meditations to raise the vibration of the divine masculine. And it's not working. Here's another part of what he said. This is a good one. False agendas take control. False agendas will take control of your life. They will direct you where to go. Just like Sean would do. Sean would tell me, he doesn't love you. He just doesn't want you with me. From day one that I met Sean, that's what he would tell me. And that's when I'm like, you're like, it took him a while to tell me that. He doesn't love you. He just doesn't want you to love me. And then finally I'm like, you're right. You're so right. He doesn't love me. He just doesn't want me with anybody else. And that's when I allowed Sean to come completely in and really hurt my twin flame. Okay. False agendas take control. God won't do that. Spirit will not take control. So this is what it says. And I hope to God this is not received in the wrong way, because I love my twin flame so much. And I want to heal the collective masculine. False agendas take control. Spirit will not take control. So spirit will not be like, you need to do this. A year ago when I was with my twin flame, I even asked Spirit, am I supposed to break up with him? Because he broke up with me and it hurt. And they said, we do what we want to do, like free will. Spirit will not take control. False agendas take control. Spirit will not take control. Okay? And I just hope to God that nobody's taking this message the wrong way, because it really is supposed to be empowering. But false agendas will take control. Spirit will not take control. Spirit will never take control. Spirit will not dictate for you what to do. And here's why. Control is in free will, which is what God gave us all. We all have free will for a reason. We're all in control of our own soul. God cannot and will not, and angels will not deviate from that. That's why messages are all like, well, this is here for you, and this is here for you, and I recommend this is here for you. And then when you don't do it, they're like, oh, snap, you're not following your own guidance, because this is guidance you designed for yourself. And then we end up hurting ourselves, right? Like he and I both hurt ourselves. This is going on in the whole twin flame journeys. Look across the board. And if he and I could come together, which we're supposed to do, you're going to see all these twin flames go, whoop! It's crazy. What kind of power? Like, wouldn't you be afraid of all that on your shoulders? I would be. I was afraid of knowing who I was. And I got so much chills up my left side when I said that, guys. I was so afraid when I found out who I was. And I shunned it. Look what I've done, right? In a lot of ways, not in every way. I shunned my own personal stuff. Like, I didn't. Growing into that is really hard to do, and it's mind-blowing. Like, yeah, when I had to process who I am and the things that I do. Oh, here's another one that was coming through too, you guys, is how I'm doing these workshops? We've got the 1st, the 3rd, and the 9th. The blue gamma portal, the violet portal, and then the golden gate portal. They're also now channeling other people saying, hey, the portal's opening up. Not a joke what I do, okay? Who I am is not a joke, and so therefore neither is my twin flame. Who he is not a joke. The power on his shoulders is real. It is very real. And it's not easy to step into. And so I can't sit here and go, oh, he doesn't love me, woe is me. It's not about that. And I only pray to God he listens to this whole entire message, because at first it kind of did come off like I was about to bash him, but I'm not. I'm just speaking the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And I love him to death. He is a beautiful, beautiful person. He truly, truly is. And I only pray for the day that you guys get to know him in that way. But right now, he's like not wanting it, right? Because it's scary. 3939. So I saw that. 3933 and 3939. Very real. And they want me to look up 3939 right now. So I'm going to do it. Oh, look, I already looked it up earlier. Ha ha. Sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, you guys, I can't make this up. Are you ready to hear what this means? I hope he's listening. The angel number 3939 means that your relationship with unnecessary things that no longer lead you to the positive is over, and that you are on a new stage where you have been reborn. If you have the form of love you are looking for, you will practice it and it will return to you eventually. I can't make that up. Twin flame number reunion, love, and luck. 3939. So when we look at it, like, that's what I mean. This message really is beautiful. And I hope he does hear the whole thing. And I hope all of you hear the whole thing. I really, really do. And I'm not done with Metatron's message. It's literally like in one day being born into the most power you can imagine. Literally. In one day being smacked in the face with responsibility you didn't ask for. That's what happened to me. And so that's why I'm talking about this. That's why Spirit is talking about this. It's not an easy path to do. It's not an easy thing to do. And I could look at it like love is done. Like he shunned love, but he didn't. He's not. They're wounded. All of the masculines are wounded. This is across the board. You can see it across the board. They deserve a lot of love. They do. It's been definitely out of balance. I'm going to get back to Metatron's message. This is all about, it's all about the same thing. So control is in free will, all right? You have control when you step into your free will. However, that's not to be taken lightly either, okay? Because Spirit will not take control. False agendas take control, okay? False agendas will use your free will to take control. That's what the fallen angels do. They manipulate your headspace, they use your free will, and they take control, and they cause you to do things you don't want to do. And that's the thing. It's like this is not on his shoulders, that part. You guys, I want you to imagine something. You're walking your normal life, and then all of a sudden, this shit hits you, and you hear that you're this person. These things are not making sense. And then you've all of a sudden got somebody keeping your vibration down so low and taking you down. Then when you come back out of it, you can probably see all the pain and hear all the pain and do all the things. And then it's like, whoa, like this shit's very powerful and it's very real. Okay. And it's a lot to carry. It's a lot to carry. And it would be hard to step into for anybody. And so I'm not taking it personally. It's not against love. Okay. It's not. Like, we need to shine the light where it deserves to be shown. And even in that last year, like, I was afraid. And I ran. And not only did I run, I hurt him. Okay? Just like he's done to me. But the thing is I just want it to be right. Like, we've got to stop the damage both ways. And so that's my goal. It's like I want to be able to shine love. 4333. I hope to God he's not shunning me in this message and taking it the wrong way, because it really is a beautiful recognition of not looking at him 4343 and 4344. Not looking at him like he has done something so wrong and he's just this horrible person and how dare you give love to the wrong places, although it's hurting him. It's hurting him. It's not just hurting me. And that hurts me, right? Like, come on, baby. Like, don't hurt yourself anymore. Like, no more tower moments. We don't need those, right? Like, we need to really raise the vibration of the masculine. It's super important. It's not on my twin flame only. It's on the whole entire collective. We have been out of balance for so long. So long. And we've all seen things not clearly. And that love has never been returned. 44, sorry. And it should be. But that was their point, right? That's that fallen angel's point. Like, if we don't return the love, that's a good thing. But it's not. It's hurting him as well. 44 when I said that. And I just don't want that to happen. Okay? So, surrender to what may be still. That's what they're asking. Surrender to the stillness. Surrender to what's calmer. Surrender to what is beyond what meets the eye. Because what did he say? Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. For now is the time to go, because ascension is now. That's what he says. Control is in free will. Surrender to what may be still. For now is the time to go, for ascension is now. Okay, and I have a fear of this message. Like, I almost wish I could start this video over, because I didn't mean to come off in such a way where he may not listen to it, or he may be taking it the wrong way, or anybody taking this message the wrong way. He's a beautiful, beautiful person. And this was a lot on somebody's shoulders. And I can see why it happened. And if I focus on the outside of it for what had happened to me and what all these women have done, that was their goal. That was their purpose. That was the purpose of the fallen angels. That was the purpose of everything to keep him and I apart. Everything to keep him low. And I feel like I didn't do well on this message. I really do hope I didn't do damage with this message. Okay. I'm going to read it one more time through without me interrupting it. But I really do hope that this message is received in the right way. And I just ask the angels for help with that, because I didn't mean to come off in a woe is me stance, but it does hurt, right? Like, I don't want any more damage done to this relationship. It's a beautiful, beautiful relationship. And the balance needs to be placed where it needs to be. It's not all on me, right? Like, nobody wants to do damage to anybody. And that's the truth. And I don't want any more damage being done to him or me. And so I'm just asking that this balance be reprimanded and that we shine so much love into the collective male aspect. So Metatron said, belief is not in having proof. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. One must surrender fear to grow. Love is where life flows. Love is where life flows. Judgment clouds love, especially self-judgment. Jacinta's asking me to be able to write Metatron's message attached to this video. She feels she needs clarity. It's actually pretty clear. I think I just interrupted it. So I'll start over and I'll just read it through and tell me if you get it, okay? Belief is not in having proof. So you don't need proof to believe. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye, right? It's already beyond what meets the eye. One must surrender fear to grow. Love is where life flows. Judgment clouds love. Okay? We all do that. We've all been in that. False agendas take control. Just like I kept being told. He doesn't love you. He doesn't love you. He doesn't love you. All these false agendas, they take control of you. They take your free will. False agendas will take that control because they're false. Spirit will not take control. Okay? And I've said this many times over. It's like if we go, do this for me, Spirit can't do it for you. Like in the state that I'm in now, it's like, why are these things not happening for me, Spirit? And they're like, it's all on you. We've given you all these things. You have all the tools. And it's really hard when I'm in complete heartache. Right? Like, how do you manifest so much when you're in so sad? It's not easy. So Spirit's like, like control's on you. The decisions are always on you. Spirit will not take control. False agendas take control. Only things that are not of God can take control of your free will or push you to do things that are not of you. Okay? Control is in free will. That's where our control is in our own free will. And that's where they take that control from you, is from free will, just like the fallen angels did. Okay? Belief is not in having proof. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. One must surrender fear to grow. You cannot grow if you live in fear. We stay small, just like I did. When I first met my twin flame, I was in fear and I ran. I escaped. That's what I always did. And I kept telling, I don't want to be here and I don't want to leave. It was all about that because I was afraid. Because I've been through a lot. Been through a lot of abuse, been through a lot. And that's what I did. And I hurt him. Okay? So proof is already beyond what meets the eye. One must surrender fear to grow. Now that I've surrendered fear and I've stepped into this, I keep growing and growing as a person. That's why I'm being reborn. Love is where life flows. Okay? That's where we grow. Love is in where we grow and we flourish. Judgment clouds love. False agendas take control. Spirit will not take control. They cannot. And so if something's trying to push for control or direct your life, it's not spirit. Control is in free will. Surrender to what may be still. Okay? Surrender to what seems like it's like nothing. That's what they're asking. Sometimes spirit is very still. Okay? Where chaos is like, woo, we've got everything you need, we got everything you want, woo! And I'm over here just going, love me so I can love you. Do you have any idea how much love I have for this person? You have no idea. For now is the time to go. Ascension is now. Ascension's now. Now is the time to go. Ascension is now. Okay? This is a big time message. It's like the power needs to be given to him. He needs to step into that power for the divine masculine, for his own heart, for his own life, for his own love. But we all need to do it. This is for the collective. But it's a good example of where we've been shrouded, right? Does that help? So the message is quite clear to me, but I hope it came off a little more clear. Belief is not in having proof. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. Proof is already there if you're willing to just look at it and step in. One must surrender fear. And so this also comes into who I am. You guys, I've been telling you these crazy things for a long time. And did I always have proof? I remember a year ago, warning what's to come, the voter fraud. I talked about all that stuff. Please don't trigger my video. This was in one of my videos from a year ago. I talked about what was to come and things like that. And I didn't have proof. And I still put it out there. And I put it out there knowing that proof is beyond what meets the eye and that you would all have your proof when it was necessary. Okay? One must surrender fear to grow. That was also me surrendering fear. Like, this shit is scary. This shit is scary. I didn't want to be hurt when I was hurt. He didn't want to be hurt when he was hurt. It's scary when you're told you have power. It's scary when you're told that you are a divine being and all the other masculines are going to follow suit. That's scary. It's scary when God told me I was going to change the world by allowing myself to be myself. He said, allow yourself to be yourself and change the world. And that took me 2 years to understand. It took me 2 years to understand 3 simple sentences. This stuff is not easy. Okay? I'm acknowledging that for him. This stuff is not easy. It's very scary. It's very complicated. It's a lot. Love is where life flows. Love is where we can grow and feel good, have joy, see things clearly. It's where, we have babies from. Right? False agendas take control. Spirit will not take control. Spirit will not sit here and say, okay, I'm going to do that for you. They can't do that. They can provide things for you when you ask. It's like I've told you, it's like natural teaching. Spirit will come through in that. You guys, this is big because this goes across the board. This is not just about my twin flame. This goes across the board. This goes to every masculine out there. This goes to every feminine out there. This goes to myself, where I was like, oh my God, it's all my fault. Oh my God. And I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled and just tried to love him so much. And it ended up hurting me. Control is in free will. We must surrender to what may be still. For now is the time to go, because ascension is now. What that is saying is if you haven't listened to spirit, you have no time left. Now is the time to go because ascension is now. Now is the time to go because ascension is now. Now is the time to go because ascension is now. That goes for everything the spirit's like trying to get us to do. Which is why my life was derailed, retract, and now I'm being reborn. And I have to just surrender to a trust of another kind, which I'm hoping this video didn't do damage, because I did kind of come off going, look what his Bim is doing, look what happened. But that's what the dark wants me to see and focus on, and to say that, oh, he doesn't love me, this is crazy. That's what I can take it with. Okay? That's what I was feeling when I woke up this morning and wanted to cry and cry and cry. And then I channeled the messages. And I realized the rift that is across the board. Okay. So this was an hour of a message from Spirit, but it was a big one. It's like the balance is off. It's not all on me. He does have big shoes to fill, but he's got to fill them, and he can start slow, right? But it's true where when that happens, the rest will flow. Like, he is a powerful being, and it's not easy to step into. It's not. It's a lot. It's a lot when they tell you, oh, you're a god. And then I put out that video of undoing time, and it was disliked because people don't understand it. And now you look across the board at all these spiritual people going, time does not exist. Time does not exist. We're taking you back to the beginning of time. Like, this shit's crazy. And so do I take it personally and go, you know what? He doesn't love me. I'm crazy. Love is not reciprocated. It's not about that. It's not about that, you guys. Right? It's really not about that at all. He loves me. I know he does in his heart of hearts. And I love him unconditionally to the end of time. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I want to make him feel whole. I still have that need and that want. And this is a part of it. It's like acknowledging all that he has to carry, acknowledging how hard that would be, and also acknowledging that I don't want any more damage to be done, and it is hurting me. Okay? I do hope for that. I don't want any more damage done. We are supposed to be together. I can't be with anybody else. It's not as simple as, oh, I'm done. I just want to go be with somebody else. It's not like that. If he chooses to be with somebody else, it's not going to be good. We literally are soulmates, and we've signed but the love is there, and it's always been there, and there's just been damage done. And all I'm asking is the damage stops being done, right? And that we're willing to step into the big shoes that we have to fill. And it's not easy, but I want to make it easier for the whole collective. To surrender to what may be still. For now is the time to go, because ascension is now. And please, Lord God, let me know that he heard this whole video, because it started out probably not sounding good. So I'm a little worried about that. Okay. So I almost wish I could delete it and start over, because my emotions are raw and I don't mean it to come off that way. So I hope to God they hear that. Must listen to this whole video all the way through, okay? All the way through. Because I'm having to surrender to trust of another kind. That this is bigger than me, this is bigger than him. It's not love that he's afraid of. It's not love. It's always been that power. It's always been that power, and it's also been fear on the masculine's part. Because why would they want to be hurt too, right? It's the fear and escape, fear and escape. Surrendering to what's easy. And I feel like there's this notion that he has to change to be with me, and that's not the case either. Like, that's one thing I have to deal with. It's like, who would want to step up into a relationship with me? Sean did, but Sean's like all biblical and, you know. I have to believe he does, right? We have to trust of another kind, okay? This is for everything. So if God is asking you to step into a new job and it's scary, what do you think we should do, you guys? What do you think we should do? If God is asking you to start being the healer, what do you think we should do? Surrender to trust of another kind. One must surrender fear to grow. Step into it. That's right. We got to surrender the fear to grow. Love is where life flows. That's where it's crazy. But we have this fear of stepping into unconditional love. Judgment clouds love. Because we're always judging ourselves. We're always judging the situation. We're always judging things that aren't in the proof. Because proof is already beyond what meets the eye. Proof is not on the surface. That's generally speaking not the truth that you're looking for. That's the false agenda, because they take control. They make sure, like in the Truman Show, you know how everything was placed in front of him, and they controlled what he would see. That's what the angels will do. Do it. Surrender. See? That's what those fallen angels will do. They cause you to do, because they manipulate everything you see. They manipulate everything you think. And then you're not able to see that clearly, and you make decisions that end up hurting your soul. Put the hole in our soul, because I keep pulling that card. Right? Like I could sit here and say, woe is me, he hates me, he's never given me love. It's not about the love. But that is scary. And that we have to trust that love. He's got to trust that I'm not going to hurt him again. And that's scary. But that's not the big problem. The problem is he has big shoes to fill. And he was not awake. So on a mass, you've got all these people waking up. And they don't understand. And they're being asked to do what? Step on in. Surrender. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. We must surrender fear to grow. And I have to trust. What did I say? I have to trust of another kind. Surrender to trust of another kind that I've never done before. So this is what I'm saying. I've never surrendered to trust of this kind. To trust that he does love me. To trust that we are going to be together because we're supposed to be. I can't, it's my twin flame. You're not supposed to ascend without them. We've started merging. We come together for the rest of the twin flames. Like, it's a big deal. And it's cuckoo. Like, you're kind of cuckoo, right? It does. It sounds kind of cuckoo. And people are always like, well, you know, you're not supposed to always be with your twin flame. Nope. He and I are cut from another cloth. We're already married in God's eyes. We have a big purpose together. He has a big purpose to step into. It's a big deal. And if I was there from the beginning, loving him unconditionally, it would not have been this way. And so I take that burden on me. I really do. And I have this whole entire time, but to a detrimental degree, because he's got to step in, right? He's got to take responsibility for his actions now. And that's the truth. And that's what it means when Spirit says, for now is the time to go. Ascension is now. Spirit won't take control. False agendas take control. Spirit won't take control of your life. False agendas take control. Spirit expects you to step in. So I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to call on the creator of all that is and all of the angels. And I'm going to ask that this video be received in the beautiful light that it was meant to be given. That I did not mean to cause another rift or any kind of division or any kind of uncertainty within the love of my twin flame or the collective. This person is a magnificent soul, and I'm speaking my truth. I love him beyond love can go, okay? He's so beautiful, and so is the collective. And I only want to rise them up. I only want to heal that love. I only want to fill their soul with so much power and trust and understanding of what this journey is and what this path is and what Spirit does. And I really hope that this is received in the light that it was meant to be given, and that none of my emotions have crowded my delivery or shrouded my delivery. I ask for help with that. So be it, and so it is. So with that being said, we'll get into some messages and healing now. So sorry about that, you guys. This was a lot more than I expected. It's what it is, right? We need to redo that balance. And when you have a masculine soul that has so much power, it's hard to step into. I can't take it all for him, right? I can't. And so that's important. Like, I can't take it all for him. But I do feel like my delivery may have been off. So I do apologize. Jacinth, was that a better, did you understand the message? But I also don't want any more damage being done to the relationship, you know? Because we just don't need that. And I think that's where I was coming from. Is if we look at it to like what's happened to me, I'm like, let's fix this. Sorry, can we fix it, please? Can we put love into it? When you let me know, Jacinth, that you've received that message, if you're still with me, I will move on to healings and questions and all of that, and pull some cards because they wanted me to pull these cards, and I feel like I may have messed this video up, and I hope I didn't. I truly hope I didn't, because it wasn't meant to be, woe is me and I don't like him. I love him very much, and this was not on him. This was shroudedness. Okay, she understands, but we'll rewatch the video also. Okay. And this is another card they wanted me to pull, and I didn't want to pull it. And that's why I'm like, I got to redo this balance. Because he is hurting me a little bit, right? It hurts. And I don't want to hurt him, and I don't want him to hurt me. And I don't want to hurt God, and I don't want to hurt the Ascension anymore. I want everything to be all right. And I'm hoping for everything to be all right. You're so welcome. And they want me to pull a love card, which I haven't pulled in a while, and I'm just worried that this video may have done damage, and I didn't want it to do that. At all. I have to speak my truth, and I have been hurt a lot, too. Probably more than he has at this point. And I just don't want that to continue, right? He's left me here, and I was brought here for him, and it's not a good feeling. It's just not a good feeling. And I'm just hoping that the balance is restored, because the further this goes on, it's just causing more of a rift. And Spirit won't take control of things. They won't. They give you the path that you must step into. Okay? And he's been given every option to have nothing but love and light and peace, and all he has to do is just be there with me. And that's harsh pill to swallow, right? But it's not about the love, and that's what I gotta reiterate. It's because he has a lot of power he didn't understand, just like I did. It took me 2 years to understand simple messages from God of, you have to allow yourself to be yourself, surrender to who you are, allow yourself to be yourself, change the world, and watch the world change. That was what I was given when I woke up. Allow yourself to be yourself, surrender to who you are, change the world, and watch the world change. And I was like, cool. Like, okay, I'm going to cure Alzheimer's, because one of my first clients had Parkinson's. Okay, and I saw what caused it, and I got to fix it. But it was also on his soul to accept it. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to change the world as a healer. That's not it. Not it. Thank you, Jacinth. I hope I didn't throw it off with this video. Did I come off bad, you guys? I didn't mean to. Like, that is my fear. I mean, Spirit's always like, speak your mind. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, woe is me and please hear me. But in all actuality, he has hurt me. And I don't want more damage to be done. And that's all I'm asking for. But did this video come off bad, you guys? Let me know. I'm going to pull a couple for the collective, and then we'll start with healings and messages real quick, and we'll knock those out. I'm just a beautiful soul, and I deserve the best as well, right? I deserve that love as well. I deserve him showing me what I'm worth to him now, right? And that's what I'm hoping for. Was it bad? I was asked to speak my truth. It all needed to be said. Yes, but I don't want to hurt him, and I don't want him to cause to run to a dark angel either. And so I'm a little worried, and my numbers went down as I was watching this, and I'm just hoping he didn't take it the wrong way, because I think he's a beautiful soul, and it's a lot to step into, but Spirit is like, the time is now, and we will not force you to do anything. Like, you have to do it. Only false agendas will force people, and I don't want more damage to be done. And that's all I'm asking for. So let's see what this says. And I love him so much. And that's the thing, is I don't want him to step into her any further, because that won't be good for his soul, and it's not good for mine. But the time is now. Like, the ascension is now, right? And I don't want to be in fear. There's nothing to be in fear of. But we both deserve to be in love. Beautiful love. So thank you, Jacinth, but nobody's else responding, so I'm hoping it wasn't too bad. I'm really hoping it wasn't too bad. I love him so much, and I would never want to push him into something else or make him feel unloved, because he's very much so loved, and this is a lot of power on his shoulders. Because once he steps into that, all the divine masculines are going to follow, and you know, it's overwhelming when he's going to change the world, and he doesn't even know how. It's overwhelming, and that's what happened to me, and I'm not going to lie, right? And I'm sure I hurt people along the way as well. But when I found out who he was, that was never my goal. I never wanted to hurt him, and I know his free will says the same. And so that's what Spirit's saying, is only false agendas take our free will. Spirit will never force your free will. They will never do that. They can never force you to do anything. They can only provide you with what you've been asked to be provided for you to step into it. And that's what that's about, okay? Damn it, I wish I could start this video over. Like, I should have, come on. Because I don't want to do damage. See, this is where I'm at. Like, I love him so much. And if we don't come together, we're in trouble. Like, big time. The whole collective it's causing a rift within the collective now. Like, it really is. The ascension thing is on. And it's hard for me to fill whole and open up these portals and do all these things. I need my man, I do, to come help me feel whole as well. So, say what I mean is what I was told, and what I mean is I love him and I want him to love me too. I don't want any more damage done to me or to him either. And that's how I feel. Okay, no more damage to this divine relationship. We are married in God's eyes. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? I don't want to hurt God anymore or me. And so all I'm asking for is that recognition. That it's not just about him stepping into this power. It's about not doing any more damage to our relationship as well. And so I know just Sentis told me I was asked to speak my truth and it wasn't so bad. Nobody else is telling me, was it horrible? I'll stop now. I'll start over and I'll delete it. It's probably already too late. I'm sure you watched it already. Is it bad, guys? I know just Sentis it's not that bad. Be honest, please. All right, so here's the cards that fell out. Okay, give to myself. Past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So that's what they were telling me is our relationship is being reborn. We're letting go of what no longer is. Soulmate. Did you guys see that? I freaked out. It was great. It was your truth. I'll have to go soon. My children will be here soon. We are celebrating his son's birthday. Oh, Gigi. Oh, no. Sorry, you guys. Oh, no. Not good. Well, all right. But I got soulmate. Gigi, you're up first. If we can just wait a minute. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. Trust, transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Okay, and so that's what I've been told to do, right? Gigi, you're up. What do you want? Sorry, you guys. I totally feel like I ruined this message. It was great. It was your truth. General message. All right. So yes, Gigi, they are acknowledging everything you've been saying, that you are stepping into that. You are acknowledging and you are seeing the right things, okay? You absolutely are. And you guys, I can't get over the fact that I may have just destroyed my relationship even further. I hope not. They are telling you to try new things, and that's why it's here. They are also saying that, yes, you can heal people in that way. And so it's like tapping into those emotions that you've talked about. That is absolutely real, and you are doing healing in that way. And that's so when you choose to step into it further with others, but we're going to do the class soon too. And I may just allow this class to be super cheap, the first one. So keep that in mind, okay? 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, okay? That is a new way of looking at things, so just be open to that. There's going to be new ways of looking at things for you, Gigi, okay? And then the thinking man, all right? And so this is also honoring and recognizing the masculine in you. And remember, I said that. We've all got to do that. We need to honor and recognize the masculine in ourselves. And that's where I'm giving the power back to him. It's like, come on, baby, take these reins, heal my heart, heal your heart, and step into your power. And I'm just going to love him. He doesn't have to change, though. I feel like that's part of it. And Gigi, that's also what they're saying to you, is you don't have to change. But they want you honoring the masculine in you for the balance, because it's a little bit unbalanced. And I've been telling you guys that. And then the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, is about new insights coming your way continually. Okay, and so that's why a journal is super important, because it's going to keep changing and it's going to keep molding and you're going to keep learning. So you never stop learning with these things. My gifts continue to change. And I've told you guys that to this day. And I just got a lot of chills, okay? And that's why it's a lot to step into. You think if Spirit would have told me I was going to be raising Atlantis and moving mountains, I would have probably told him to kiss my ass. Men are so Amy, the thing is if he anchors into her, he's in trouble, and she's a fallen angel, and that's why they're like, the time is now. And so he needs to like the Spirit's like, we can't take the reins for you. You've got to take them yourself. And I feel like that's a part of it. But if he waits any longer, it's he may be smacked with a tower moment as well, and more pain, right? So yeah, let's just hold space that none of that's necessary. But Gigi, so write your journal down, take new steps, and after we do this next class, because I'm sure that might be what you want to wait for, and that's okay. I understand that. They're asking you to try to do it with other people, okay? So you could try me first if you want. I'll meet with you for free, just give you a half an hour of my time, whatever you want, and you can try to do mediumship that way as well. And I won't judge. I'll be able to walk you through it. And that's a really good way. I've helped other people that way. So if you're into that, I will help you. Okay. So do you like my idea? It has been scary, okay? And that's why we got to surrender to fear. Growth is not in fear, all right? The only way we can grow is letting go of that fear, okay? See, this message wasn't just for him. I just don't want to do damage to that relationship. Like, I'm so afraid to do that damage, and that's not fair. That's an imbalance. Okay, cool. See? Okay, so we will do that. And that way you can step in further to doing it with other people. But also this class that I'm going to teach will help you as well. Because yes, it's very real. And yes, you're going to be able to heal people in that way. Because healing comes through being a messenger as well. Or being a mediumship as well, right? And then we have the thinking man. So balance to the masculine. That's why I was trying to say this is not about my twin flame all the way. He's a beautiful, beautiful soul. It's not about the love. I just don't want any more damage to be done to that relationship. But there's imbalance in our masculine with all of us, okay? There's imbalance in that, and there's imbalance in that with me, with the feminine and masculine in me. I'm sitting here going, woe is me, it's all my fault, it's all my fault, it's all my fault. Nope, nope, there has to be a balance. It's both of our fault in a lot of ways, okay? And so it's both my fault, right? Where am I out of balance? My masculine must meet my feminine. If you look up masculine traits and you look up feminine traits, you know what I mean? There's like, it'll make a lot of sense. Okay. And so I feel like in all of us, there's an imbalance within the masculine and the feminine. Okay. There really, truly is an imbalance within the masculine and the feminine within all of us. Within all of us. All right. And that's why some of us are afraid to step in our power. That's where fear overcomes. When we're in balance, we're not afraid and we step in. Okay, when we're in balance, we're not afraid and we step in. And that's why I didn't want this message to be misconstrued, right? In the last meditation, I received a dragon. I love it! Oh my God, Gigi. So there's somebody else I know that heals with dragons. I don't particularly, because I just go straight to God, right? Like dragons just aren't necessarily my elemental that I relate to, but I've had sessions where they're healing me with dragons and they're very powerful. Like there's a lot to be said with dragons. And so look into that. Like there is somebody who does heal with dragons. Oh my God, I still have wax on my feet. So I soaked my hands and feet in wax last night. It felt so good and it was so healing. And partly because if I get to touch my twin flame, like I want myself to be so soft. That's how I'm thinking. So I didn't want this message to be negative towards him at all. That's why I was like, Spirit, I don't know if I should say this. Because I still love him very, very, very much. And I want to rub him down and be so soft for him. But anyways. Be in balance, okay? Take your notes down. Let's look at the male aspect of ourselves. Let's think into the male aspect of ourselves and where we're lacking in balance in that, right? What is the feminine traits and what are the male traits? 888, when I said that, 18, 8, within ourselves, okay? And then be open to constantly changing. So what's hard with spirituality is the moment we get used to something, it changes if we're doing the work. Right? Otherwise we become stagnant. You guys, the synchronicities right now are crazy. And so I'm trying to pull back that balance, right? Like I love my twin flame so much. Okay. This has to do with the balance within ourselves and the collective and the fact that we're living in fear and we're trying to have people control our lives where only false agendas control our lives. Okay. We have to be willing to step into things. We have to recognize where we're doing damage. Maybe. So I don't know, but I like your thinking process on that. I feel like dragons have both aspects, feminine and masculine, but I like your process on that as well. I do, however, think that she can heal with the dragons. She can use them to heal others. There's a connection there as well. But it also might be that she needs balance within the masculine realm too. So absolutely, everything is quite layered in that way. I like the way you just sent this thinking about that. Gigi, I feel like you will find your power You will regain that balance with the masculine inside of you. And I think we're all there. And that's where I was too. I was in the feminine. And the masculine says, screw that. Like, give him his power and make him step in, because I'm here waiting and I don't want any more damage, right? None of us do. None of us do. We're like ready to surrender. I've got to surrender to trust of another kind. And, you know, the false agendas take control. Spirit will not take control. They just won't do it, okay? And that goes with you guys. Gigi, just sent everybody. Spirit will not take control. And we can miss that mark sometimes, okay? We can. We can absolutely miss the mark sometimes, okay? And it's like, I don't know. Oof, really hard for me, because the balance is hard because of what happened to me, right? And so it's like, no matter what is happening, we've got to do our best to try and be in balance and recognize where we're out of balance and what we can do to make that balance better. And right now it's a feminine and masculine thing, because of the rift across the collective especially is making it a little bit worse, because my man does have a lot of power on his shoulders, and that is scary. And that's a recognition that they're given. So Gigi, when I tell you you're a medium and you need to tap into people's relatives and heal them in that way, how scary is that on a scale of 1 to 10? How does that make you feel? Just out of curiosity. And then they also want you opening up your heart space a little bit more. So when you breathe in, imagine expanding your heart space out. Breathe in the light, expand the heart space out. 21, 21. Breathe in the light and expand the heart space out. And this will help you drop down. Oh, I got chills. And this will help you also connect to spirit. Okay? I'm at a 6. Good. A 6 is not a 10. Plus, you know I got your back, right? Like, I got you first. And so it does help. Like, what a blessing I get to give for that, because I didn't have that. So, well, yes, I did. In a lot of ways, I had that as well. And so that's why I want to give it too. Because in the group that I came from, we got to do that for each other. And there was still a lot of judgment in that group, but like I had Pamela and I had found a few people that were perfect. And so I do want to give that back to you guys, that I had that. Okay. And so I'm excited for that. So just be mindful. I'm going to do the mediumship thing coming soon. I know you guys paid a lot for these workshops. So no worries there. I'm going to make it either like the first one within the Patreon forum, or maybe even just like $15. Okay. But I think we may just do it in the Patreon forum for the first one, and I'll do it super, super, super affordable. 22, right when I said that. Oh God, I love him so much. Please, Lord Jesus. Like, I didn't mean this negative towards him at all, and I don't want it to be taken in that way. Okay, so I've got you. We're going to get going on that. You're so welcome. But they want you to have a journal, and they want you to be mindful. It's going to, like, there's going to be a lot coming at you. Okay, so it's going to be changing. All right. And so just breathe with that, but you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. You are absolutely right in everything that you have thought, seen, and felt. And that's what they want you to know. And I got chills all the way up my left side. And we will be doing, and I've got you. You can do a session with me first and see what you come out with. Okay? Because I've done that way. It's beautiful. And I got your back. But first we'll do the workshop probably on November 17th. I'll just do it for a very, very affordable price, $10 maybe. And we're going to do more than that. But for this month, it'll be like a $10 one within Patreon forum. So if you do want to join the first one, I recommend you join Patreon, because that might be my focus for teaching how to use our gifts. 2323. They're saying look that up really quick. So let me look that up, okay, before you go. I pushed the wrong button. Hang on. Oh gosh, it's a twin flame number again. Okay, so right here. Both parties should recognize their mistakes and work on them together to continue a fruitful relationship. Your twin flame is an essential figure in your life. See? I know this. Maybe that was for him. If you have already met your twin flame, seeing the angel number means that you need to both work on your relationship. So that's what this is about. That's, I can't be the only one trying here, right? It's not just on me. Let me go see if that's also an angel number meaning for you, Gigi, really quick. Okay. So things are coming together for you, bringing balance and stability to many aspects of your life. Either way I go, it's the same thing. Prayers are being answered and the angels are watching over you, guiding, assisting, and ensuring that your wishes come to fruition. Things are coming together for you, bringing balance and stability. Okay? So those are very beautiful, positive messages. Oh, it also means to be creative. Okay? Transform for all of the right reasons. That it's in your life to help you move in the right direction. What a beautiful message. What great confirmation. Oh, see? So that's beautiful right there. And that it means that you both have to take part, which goes with everything I did as well, right? That's beautiful. I love it. All right. That's why I love those confirmations. And I got a lot while I was delivering the message. I can only hope and pray, though, that he didn't take anything the wrong way, because that would devastate me. I've worked so hard. So I think that's very beautiful. I like that a lot, Gigi. Okay, you're on the right path. You are a medium. But there's more to you than that. This is just your entry. Okay, this is your easiest aspect, but it's not the only thing you can do. So they also want you to know that. And I'm shifting a lot in energy. So I've noticed I keep getting really, really, really tired. I woke up and I fell back to sleep. I woke up and I fell back to sleep. And I didn't sleep at all during this twin flame journey. So I'm thinking it's that, but it's not only that. I'm being reborn. Whatever that means. So I love that, Gigi. And just keep your eyes peeled. I've got you. We will do a session together before you can be set free to the wolves, okay? And then you won't feel so overwhelmed with it. I love that you're at a 6. We will get you down to a 2. Okay? Happy Halloween, Gigi. Bye. Thanks for hanging in there with me. This was a long one. Sorry. But I really like the message, honestly. And it goes across the board. These things are very real. And I got new hertz, you guys, for the colors, like I've told you. 238 hertz with yellow, 888 with indigo, 436 for blue, 336 with orange, 198 with red, and 936 with violet. So I'm going to kind of create these, I hope, and put these out there for music as well. But it costs me money, so I'll do the best I can. Like maybe one at a time. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Okay. All right, Gigi, thank you for staying with me and delivering your message and receiving the message. You guys, I like these messages today. I'm just a little concerned because I never want to do anything to push my twin flame away anymore. But you see how I feel like I'm so afraid to even say anything because 777, I'm afraid he's going to never talk to me again, which he never really has. So there's definitely an imbalance there and it needs to be corrected. All right. I think I need love too. 777 again. What the hell? Let me look that up really quick. You are in energetic alignment with the universe and are in a perfect vibrational match to bringing in blessings, miracles, good luck, happiness, abundance, great opportunities, and a sign of your dreams coming true. Okay, good. See what I mean? When they say pay attention to synchronicities, when they say pay attention to these things, it also is a way to stop and drop in. So I've told you guys that too. If you're seeing a lot of these numbers, I did this for the first 2 years of my awakening. Anytime Spirit would nudge me, I would stop, drop, and listen. You literally stop everything you're doing. I don't care what it is because they're trying to tell you something. So you might not be doing what you should be doing, right? 2828 when I saw that one too. Did I already not pull that one? 2828. But it's super important. See what I mean? To stop right then and just meditate. Meditate, say, what do I need to see, hear, feel, or right now? And go with what you see or feel. And sometimes if you get nothing, it just means that you need to connect. It's also to strengthen that connection. I told you guys this before. These are very, very, very important messages. All right, who's next? Amy H, Amy D, Descent. Are you guys still with me? Who wants a message next? This is free for all. You guys have bought the things. Donita, I don't know if you're still here at all. I know people have left me. It's a really long one. I apologize for that. But, you know, hey, you know, I'm here for you. Let's rock this. So whatever you want or need. Donita, I know you're also going to have another free session. Okay, cool. Amy H is still here. Yay, Amy H, you're up. What do you want, sweetheart? Healing messages or both? General or specific or all of the above? It is for you. These are just gifts for you, but the messages had to be brought forth for balance. Yay, Amy D's still here. Okay, Amy H would like a general. Yay, all right. Amy D, we want general. What you want, girl? I know, Amy D, we're going to have a lot of work coming through for you because like I said, I've learned a lot on how to release these trauma things, how to feel worthy of love, which is maybe why now I'm not so afraid to say, hey, come love me back, because there's an imbalance here. Right? I feel like I've got you in my heart of hearts, like you are in my thought radar, and I'm ready to help you release some of these things. Rejection for sure, because that's one I've had to deal with, right? Because if I look at it, what happened? I've been rejected completely. And so we got to heal that, right? And so is he. He probably has that wound as well. These wounds go across the board, right? And so I've got you. We're going to deal with that as well. Yay, Donita's still here. Cool. So Amy H, take a general, and then we'll just go right down the road. Amy H, Amy Dean, Donita. Amy H, solar plexus, definitely needs love. What's going on here? Judgment, I'm hearing. Again, self-judgment. They're saying Confucius took the wheel. Sounds like confusion set in and you just let them take over. And you took a left turn here, and then you took a right turn there. And I think I just saw an orb, or is that the smoke? I'm not sure, because I am burning, you guys, I am burning some sage, okay? Blue sage. Helping clear the air, clear the energy. Confucius took the wheel. I feel like it's like I gave up. I gave up instead of gave in. And then it's like, whoo, who's driving the wheel? Right? Yay! Oh, you're so welcome. Who's driving it? Like, who's driving it? And that's what Spirit wants to know. Like, who did you let take over the wheel? Have you ever asked that? So if we're not taking charge, who is taking charge? Like with 3133, like with the fallen angels, right? They will take over your free will. And so if you're not taking charge of your life, something else will. And that was part of this message, you guys. It wasn't just about my twin flame. That's why I was like, there's an imbalance though, right? Please don't take it the wrong way. I'm so afraid of that. That's sad. But it's like, surrender to fear is also big for you. And that, like, who's got the wheel? Because control is in that free will. And so when we give up our free will, you have to wonder who's in control. Okay, Amy? So that's what they're wondering. And this is kind of related to your solar plexus. So I'm going to just kind of start opening it up with the bowl. I like this bowl right now. It's helping me a lot. My bowls have been beautiful. I love the vibrations. So I'm just going to allow them to help me right now. I help opening up your chakra. Judgment, trust, fear, and loneliness. You feel so alone in some of these things, like just so misunderstood, like there's nobody that gets it. And I'm here to tell you, there's not a lot I can do for that. So when you are like me or my twin flame, because I know there's that too, it's like you feel like you don't fit in, like you feel like you're alone in a lot of ways, okay? And even with your loved ones, which is why if he and I come together, we won't feel that anymore. It's a big deal to have our twin flames to ascend right now, because we won't feel alone. We understand each other. And you are a different 3313. You're a different breed than your husband. You're a different breed than most of your kids. But your son's a lot like you in a lot of ways. Your daughter's a lot like you in a lot of ways. It's just like two different ones, right? And so there's that. It's like this weird, almost there connection, but a weird because they're kids. And I get that, and that's being acknowledged as well. But when you have power, when you have the abilities like others don't around you, it feels very confusing and very lonely, and we start judging ourselves. Okay? This is kind of what Spirit is showing me is happening with you, and I just saw an orb come from right down when I said that. And so it's super important to go, what are you afraid of? Spirit wants to know what I can tell you, but they want to know what you think it is that you're afraid of. Because that's the only thing stopping you. That's the only thing causing you to let something else take the wheel. Which, I wouldn't say it's a detrimental thing taking the wheel, but it's definitely not of your highest and best. So it's like, really, what are you afraid of? Okay, we've got to look at that. I keep hearing, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel so I don't have to, because I don't know which way to go. Except there's only one way to go. There's only one way to go. Oh, hi, Angela. Unknown. Okay. There's a reason it's unknown. Because it's deep. It's not a surface thing. We could say it's a fear of failure. That's not it. You could say it's a fear of failure and a fear of exposure, but is that truly it? It's kind of like me. It's like when fear arises, it's escape, but it takes a lot for you to be afraid, right? Like you are down to your core. You are down to your most vulnerable state, and that is where fear set in. Other than that, you always have the wheel, right, Amy? Right? And so for you, it's actually fear of the unknown. This is all new territory. And you like to have the answer clear, even if it's in the distance. Or even if it's a partial answer. And they're telling me that this time you don't have a single answer. You don't have a single solid ground to stand on. And that's because your ground is different. Yes. Okay. Because your ground is different. This is not a new ground. You're not going to step into this reality. You're stepping into another reality. And be mindful when you go through these workshops with me these next few days, you are ascending. Like it is you ascending ahead of everybody else, okay? But not only you, you're carrying your family through too, all right? Just like my twin flame, if he stepped in, he would just automatically carry those people with him. He wouldn't have to fight for them. They would just automatically follow because he's that train. Exactly, Amy. She's validating everything I said. At first, what'd she say? Unknown. She didn't know, right? And of course, I can tap in, but Spirit wanted to know if she had a clue. And a lot of times we don't know, you guys, and this is me validating that, is that a lot of times we don't know what we're afraid of. We just know we back out. Like, I didn't necessarily know. I mean, I kind of knew what I was afraid of with my twin flame because it was hurting, right? And I escaped. It's a fear of the unknown, okay? For her, especially. Sometimes people are afraid of failure. Sometimes they're afraid of success. It's always different. You cannot be in control because actually you are in control, Amy, because control is in free will. And when we surrender to what may be still. So that's perfect for you. See, this wasn't just about my twin flame, so I hope to God he didn't just back out hearing this message. And Angela, welcome. I'm doing these messages for them. And if you want to stay on, I can absolutely pull a card for you in the end. But these were definitely for my group going forward that have been in the workshops and stuff. So that's my focus right now. And it was kind of a long message, so I do apologize, you guys. But Amy, when we surrender to what may be still, that's that unknown, because it doesn't look like a solid ground. There's like no movement. There's like no answer. It is very scary, but they're saying you're always in control through free will. Okay, so when you make a choice, you're in control. The angels will also always provide that ground for you. And this reminds me of something I did with somebody I knew at one point, and we had to make her jump into nothing. Hi, Ninka. Ninka, I wish you'd listen to this whole message and tell me if I messed up. Will you listen to this whole video and tell me if I messed up, please? Because I was delivering a message and it felt the need to come through, and then it just made me afraid. Yeah. Yes, I know this. Yes. And this is something that's been coming through. And so there was an exercise I did for somebody, and this is what it's making me think of for you, Amy. Okay. And so it's something I kind of want to do, and I'll probably incorporate it. Thank you very much. Now that I'm recognizing this, I'm very happy for these moments, because I want to target your guys' healing, right? Specific to you. So that's what I do. I don't make things like across the board. I specifically want to make you your best. And we all require different things. 999. Okay, thank you, Ninka. I feel like I messed up, and my twin flame's going to hate me now and run to her. I don't want to wish that, though, by speaking my truth, because there's an imbalance. And so what I had to do with her is make her continually jump into nothing. And as she imagined jumping off the cliff into nothing, there was automatically a ground beneath her each time. Okay? It's jumping off the cliff into nothing. There's nothing below you. And then there's automatically knowing that there's just going to be a ground created underneath you each time. And that can be a scary exercise, right? These things I'm going to be doing might trigger you guys. But just know I'm going to be there with you and it's going to be all right. But I feel like that might also be very beneficial for you, is to incorporate an exercise of that nature when we go into this workshop in Patreon that I'm going to be bringing forth for deep trauma releasing and things of that nature. Okay? I feel like it's super important to you. Because again, for you also, spirit will not take control. And for now is the time to go. See what I mean? This was not just about my twin flame. So if he does hear these, I hope he knows this. Now is the time to go. Because ascension is now. It's not a year from now. It's not tomorrow. Like, we are there, and either we're stepping in or we're not. And that's what they're saying. It's like some can, it can be clunky. It can be hard to step in. But that's what's going on. Okay? And you are in control, because control is always in your free will. Always. It's you completely in control. All right? It is you completely in control, because control is in your free will. Now is the time to go, because ascension is now. Okay? And then they're also saying, again, you got to surrender trust of another kind. This is a different kind of trust that we're not used to surrendering to. And I got chills all the way up my left side. Okay? This is a different kind of trust that we're not used to surrendering to, because it's unknown. This is a whole new reality and a whole new world. Right? Whole new reality and a whole new world. And so they're wanting you to surrender trust that you've never surrendered to before. It's another kind. Okay? And that's literally just jumping in. Go into your heart and just jump in and know that you're guided. Know that the ground is going to be created underneath you. Amy, what you need to do is say, I want this, and let one thing go. That's what they're telling me. Write it down. I'm a master manifester, and I don't go around claiming this, although I should. I am a master manifester. I write them down. Power in writing. And I have said this many, many times over. If you guys want something and you want it quickly, feel it and write it down. Okay, but you got to feel it as well as write it down. So if you're in a woe is me and you're like, I want this, you think it's going to come? No, there's multiple components to it. But just imagine putting out what you want. Your golden gate opens up. I've put out that manifesting thing from the Pleiadians. It works for me every time. I use it and I get what I want every time. Like, that's a good way to manifest. Okay, it puts you in that place. It opens up your golden gates and it calls in what you want. So write down specifically what you want in the career that you are going to create or job that you wish to have next. You've got to write it down. But they're also saying don't control it, because they will bring forth what is matching that, but even better. Okay? And so just what comes and what allows you in is what it was. Okay? So don't deny that. Don't question it. But write down exactly what you want and then just do it. Okay? That's the component right there. Write it down and then make it happen by stepping out of one, because they're saying you've got to step out of that to let the other one in. Okay? Okay? That's how you do it right there. This is what I want, and I need it now. Step out of the one and then start looking for the other. Or create the other if it's your own business. Okay, which is harder. Which, when we create our own business, yes, we want something there, 4334. And so that's what you write down. Well, I want this. I want these hours. I want this pay. Be completely detailed. I want this. I want these hours. I've had to do this many times over. And right now it's like really hard for me. Okay? Because my heart is just in pieces. I've been releasing a lot through this video. Nika, like, it's really important you listen to this for me. I feel like I messed up. But does this make sense, Amy? So write it down specifically. Okay, your solar plexus. Allow that to open up, right? And your heart, like, same thing. Just breathe light in, push it out. Breathe light in and push it out. Then go in and say, Abundance is now mine in every way. I am financially free from 2 to 3. This is on my video, you guys. It's on my channel. I use it continually. It really does work, and nobody really focused on that video. So I'll post that one under this one too for you, okay? And use it. Use that video, then write down specifically what you want. But be specific, because what details we live out also comes to us. Trust me, I know this. Master manifester. I have manifested homes. I have manifested cars. I've manifested everything you can think of. All right? It just comes from a place of what we think we're worth as well. Then write it down, but then you got to step in. So then you let go of one and you step into the other, and know that it will come right away. Just giving your 2 weeks is all you need to do to step out of one, but you have to follow through with it. Okay? Once you give your notice, the other will open up, but not until you step in. Okay? And I just gave you every tool you needed to create it. Just know it will be there, but they will do you one better. Okay? And so go, well, this wasn't what I expected. No, it's better. All right? If it works, if it's something that nudges you, do it, because it's better than what you expected. That's what they're saying. They're saying your bar is a little low for what you are expecting for yourself to come through, and they're going to go you better. All right? And I want 3 cards for you, Amy. You guys, I couldn't make this message up. This was not just about my twin flame, and I can't reiterate that enough, but I have a feeling I'm just scared, right? I'm scared of everything I say. So this goes with that. So victory is at hand for you, Amy. Victory is your end result, no matter what. So they want you to hold that in your heart space. Victory is there for you. There's nothing but that there for you. All right? This is about the world. This is about having more power than you can imagine, but it's also about the dark sides of your soul that you're still not quite letting go of. Okay? It's like there's so much power in you, and there's so much to be had, and you just got to stop looking in the small places and expand your perception. Expand your perception, because there's way more power in you than you're realizing. All right? And then again, yin and yang, sweetheart, is about balance within all of us. We are all out of balance with the masculine and the feminine, and it does kind of stem from the twin flame journey. It really, truly does. Okay? And the love thing. And we need balance there bad. And that's what my message was today. So maybe Ninka's right. I didn't mess up. Maybe you guys are all right. Okay? But yin and yang, it's super, super important to be balanced within our counterparts. So again, look at the masculine within ourselves, look at the feminine within ourselves, look at where we're not having fun maybe as much. I was so out of balance. Ninka told me that. I'm like, oh, I've always been out of balance. It's been a hard thing for me to do, to be in balance, because my whole life changed. So I'm having to find new balance, and that's recognized for you as well. All of you who've been working with me are not the same person you were a year ago. Okay, and we've got to rebalance, regain that balance and understanding of who we are on both aspects, all aspects, and where we're out of balance. Okay, and you're definitely out of balance with that job. That's part of it. So the moment you give your notice, first, do the video I'm going to post for you. It is my manifestation one from the Pleiadians. Okay, do that one, and then write down specifically what you want. Thank you, universe. I have this now. That you already have it. Not, I want this to come to me. This is now mine. Thank you, and so it is. Then give your 2 weeks notice, all in the same damn time, same damn day. Okay, it's just like that. And then go in it with that faith that, hey, they've got my back. They are creating this for me. I've done this. It works, and it's not easy. But how do you bring about your heart's desires, right? Okay, you can do it. You got this. You've got this, okay? You totally got this. You can do it. You guys all could hear that. Everybody can take from that. That is how you manifest very quickly. 48, right, when I said that. Look that one up. 48. Right? It's raise that vibration, open the gates, open the key, all these pieces, and then call it in. But it's beyond that. Okay. Yes. Yep. Ninka said, yep. Sometimes we need to be a little bit out of balance to learn experience or be made aware of something. Exactly. You're so welcome, Amy. You're so welcome. And I was so out of balance, Nika. The beginning of my message was that, you know, I've given all this unconditional love and I've gotten none in return. And there's more damage being done. And that was what was presented to me today. And that balance needs to be returned. And so hopefully I didn't push him away. But that's what was coming through. And then there was like this big channeled message for me and the collective. It was crazy. So hopefully I didn't do the wrong thing, but there was definitely an imbalance all the way around. And that's been coming up in everybody's reading too, right? All of us, masculine and feminine, there's a major imbalance, okay? And it all can't come from one aspect of self. And if we're giving too much to one aspect, where is, like, there's nothing left for the other, right? And I learned that. Yeah, there's nothing left for me, ever. So, all right, Amy D, you were up if you're still with me. Don't remember what you said. Did you say what you wanted, Amy D? And then next weekend, I'm doing the animal healings, you guys. Everybody's welcome, friends, family, anybody who has an animal they want healed, I will rock it. There's no time limit on it for me. I will go until my body says otherwise, and then we'll do another one if there's actually a high turnout, which I'm always open to. You never know. And so that's next Sunday, is the free animal healings across the board. Anybody who just wants love to their animal, healing to their animal, 50-55 when I said that. Okay. So Amy D, if you're still with me, you are up. I'm going to look up 4848 really quick. Oh my gosh. So everything's coming up. Twin flame, twin flame. Look up both. Yeah. So again, this is about balance. Recharge time is just as important as your work. Never lose sight of who. So for the twin flame, the angel number warns you to never lose sight of who you are. Amy D wants a healing of the toxins in her body. Absolutely, I'd love to do a healing. Cool. Okay, so 4848 for the twin flame journey is about never losing sight of who you are. So who he is a divine being in charge of a lot of masculines, has a lot of power and a lot of grace to give and a lot of love to give and receive. And he lost sight of that, right? And that's important. And I lost sight of who I am, that I deserve love too. So yeah, that's great for me. But on a regular, it's also about recharging time is just as important as work. So Amy H, I can't make this shit up. It's a great message today. You can't make this shit up, right? Ooh, sunshine, don't ever lose sight of who you are. Amy H, who are you? You are a divine being also. You are a very powerful being, okay? Never lose sight of that. I did. I lost sight of mine too, and I let other things take the wheel. For sure, okay? All right. Amy D wants a healing within her vessel of toxins. Let me get some water. Why am I so tired? And then I know why, because I'm being reborn. So that's what came through for me is Uriel's with me, because I'm being reborn. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I mean, I am, but I'm not, you know. Everybody knows what that means, but what does that mean? Like in the physical. What's going to happen to me? All right, ready? Balance too. Holy shit. Sorry. I feel like I'm going to throw up, but like really. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of sorrow here, girl. I'm glad to get through all that, and then I can feel the sorrow. Okay, so Amy D, I'm going to keep it real, all right? I thought somebody was stabbing you in the back. It's you. Oh. You are literally trying to take yourself out, basically, is the best way to describe this. It's like that sorrow is so deep that you're turning around and you're like taking away your own power is the best way to describe that. And I was doing the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Ugh. You're definitely acidic too. So worry will definitely change the makeup of your body very quickly. But it's getting to a point where our health might be of concern. Who's Frederick? There, Frederick. Oh, who's Frederick? He's appearing to me in two different forms. So one is like a 20-year-old and the other is about a 50-year-old. Maybe 45, sorry. Forgive me. You have a stuffed frog named Fred. Did somebody die that you're aware of in your 20s? I feel like this is a person who died at a younger age. And he is now about 45. His name is Frederick. I don't think he liked to go by that, though, because that name sounded too stupid. Yes. Okay. Well, that's great validation, and I got 5656. So let me look that up, too. I don't know what's up with these numbers. I think they're trying to teach everybody about the numbers this way because I've never really had them do this so much. I can't make this up, okay? They want you to find happiness and stop grieving over the past. Maybe for a while now you feel sad, dejected, demotivated, as if sadness had invaded all the plots of your life. I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up, Amy. I want to cry. It's given you the power and the chance to grow in a down-to-earth demeanor. Fear not, for angels are with you. So this person who left in the 20s was a soulmate of yours. Soulmates can come in many levels. I feel like that has never left you. You buried it deep, 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 deep down in there. Deep. And that's why you definitely are going to benefit from this trauma release that we're going to do as well. And we're going to do it shortly after the 9th. Okay, so we got a lot coming through this time for you guys. It is going to be a roller coaster ride for my Patreons. But buckle up because you are ascending like crazy. It's going to be beautiful. So after the workshops on the 11th, I want to do the trauma exercise on Patreon. All right? So all my Patreon members, we will do it live in there. Part of the self-love movement. And this is going to be deep. So I will be there with you for days after. I will support you. Call me. I don't care what time it is. Because when I did this release, it was heavier before it felt better. I wanted to die. And I even messaged Nika going, I'm done. I'm done. Okay? It gets really heavy, but it gets better. So just know that we are going to work it together, but it's going to be big. Because this person is coming through for you. And there was a deep connection there that never got to grow. And that's what Yes, he was, she said. So I can't make this. Did I know that? I had no idea. I had no idea. And I thought for a second, she doesn't know who this person was. She has a stuffed frog named Fred. It's not the stuffed frog. Help me. You see what I'm saying? You guys, I love these things. Please watch all of these things. There's crazy validations coming through here. He's actually crying. Okay, but what I want you to know is they don't feel sorrow on the other side. They don't. Okay? Just laughing. They don't feel sorrow on the other side. But he is sad. So it was not supposed to go down that way. It was an accident. I don't know exactly if it was a drug. I don't know what happened. But it was not necessarily supposed to be that way. Not that it wasn't one of his times that he could step out. So we're all kind of presented with times like that. And sometimes we take an early out. Okay. So I don't feel like it was intentional. I don't feel like it was expected. I do feel like it was like ripping off one of the biggest band-aids and it left a hole in both of your souls. Not that we go to the other side and we have sorrow, because we don't. When we go to the other side, it's so blissful and we feel peace because everything, time does not exist. We see things beyond what meets the eye, like Spirit said. Just like Spirit said. Belief is not in having proof. Proof is already beyond what meets the eye. Okay, and so don't think that he's over there with a aching hole in his soul as well. But he is definitely in that pain with you. Okay, because that was a deep soul connection. But he also wants you to know that there's one here for you still. And he will put him on your path. We've just got to be open to receiving. So all the chills that just came through, when you do get the one, it will be from him. It will be approved by. He wants you to hear that because I feel like you need that exception, that acceptance. This is why you push a lot away. Because if I lost my twin flame, I'd probably never want anybody. I wouldn't be able to be with anybody again. Okay, but they're saying for you that that's not the case. That is not the case. Okay? And you need to hear that. And we're also going to heal that on the 11th. So get ready for some deep movements. But he's also asking to you to write a letter to him. Okay? So let me go back in your system. This is why you're like, I'm not going to, like, you're definitely sabotaging self. But on a spiritual level, on a heart level, because it's like, on a soul connection level, you're like, I'm done. That was taken from me. I'm done. But we're not done. Okay? We're not done. And I still see somebody. So the person I see for you has a bit of a belly. He's wearing a flannel. He's wearing a flannel. Like he is like a country down to earth type of guy. Oh, so handsome and oh, so sweet. He's like a big teddy bear and I get chills like crazy. He's the type of guy who's going to put the jacket over the puddle for you. Like the old school romantic. Oh my God, I wish you could see my goosebumps. It hurts. The old school romantic. Okay? Like the one that you just don't hear about anymore. I can cry. Because it's real. And it's there. Oh, some deep releasing there. All right. So for now, let's focus on the truth, which is the throat. It's very tight. So I'm like having to force open your chakra because you didn't want to own the truth, but it wasn't the truth. It was a false truth, okay? It was a false truth. And this guy is with you. He was your diamond, but he's going to bring something better, okay? You still have a soul flame, a person on this side. And he's validating that. But we've got to get you to be open, okay? And that's what we're doing. That's what this whole month is going to do for you. So just know you're already on that path. You're already doing what you need to do. It's already being created for you, which, you know, I thank my twin flame because I've learned so much about healing trauma in this way and stuff. Like, he teaches me so much. All right. And so that's what Spirit's asking for us is like, instead of looking at things like trauma based, like, oh, I hate him, woe is me, he teaches me every day in so many ways. Yeah. Me too, Amy. I love this for her too. Oh, I think I see blue eyes as well. Don't hold me to that. But when he looks at you, I see angelic blue. And I don't know if he's a truck driver, but something about driver. Okay? I just give you what's being brought through. All right. Maybe he will take the wheel. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Be fluid in the messages given, because sometimes they mean multiple things. When we try to dictate what they mean, that's when we tend to hit a wall sometimes, or we block things from coming through. So just don't do that, okay? So my throat is burning. It's like I'm literally still in your throat. I had to force it open. Now it's burning. I feel like there's just hot liquid being poured down it in some ways. So Raphael is with you, and so is Raguel, and they're helping. They're helping with pouring beautiful healing light down your throat because it burns, and it just burns. And there's a lot of rawness here. And so that's really what's going on. There's going to be a lot of love being given to your throat chakra, but they're saying, please be mindful of the false inner words, right? The false self words, okay? Let them all go. The best thing is to say nothing at this time. Nothing. And the moment you go to, I'm not, stop. Or I don't, stop. You can immediately try to replace them with I ams, but you may be hitting a brick wall because of the healing that hasn't occurred yet, but we are going to do that. I can't do it here. This is going to be deep. So stop it when you go, I can't, or I don't, or I'm not. Okay? And at this time, if you don't feel like you can immediately replace them with I ams, just shut up, right? Like, not in a bad way. But that's when you just stop talking. Don't fill in the blanks. Just sit still. Don't move. Just know, tell yourself, we haven't healed this yet. We're going to be healing this soon. This is not of me. This is old pain that will be gone. And by the way, your guy is the one who's pushing this through and helping with this. That's why he came through. And so he just wants you to know that he still has your back. He's still very much in love with you. And that's something that didn't get to be shown a lot. Okay, but that is very real. Very real. And the chills I get is just insane. I love Spirit. How beautiful are these messages? It was beautiful. All right. And then again, a balance within the yin and yang and the masculine and feminine for you as well. But we're all out of balance there. This message was across the board. Because of the big rift, that's just very much so present. There's nothing I can do about that right now, other than acknowledging it across the board and hoping that it gets fixed. All right, Amy, and for you, they want a love card, okay? Because that is very hard. It's very hard to swallow. My throat is feeling better. And then they want you breathing up light and expanding your heart. Breathing up light and expanding your heart. Do it, even though if it feels weird, even though if it feels hard. Breathe up the light and expand your heart. And then come the 1st, the 3rd, the 9th. I don't know if you're doing all stuff. I don't know. But this month is going to rock your freaking world. Okay? Because then on the 11th, I'm going to do the trauma one. Then on the 17th, we are going to do the mediumship workshop, which I'm only going to do for $10 in Patreon. Is that good? Can you guys handle that? $10 or $15 in Patreon. You got a lot coming in Patreon this month. Like, I am making up for lost time. And it's going to be a ride. So sit in stillness and love the shit out of yourself the best you can right now. Okay? That's the only thing you have to do. And write him a letter. He wants you to write him a letter because he's going to hear it. He's going to see it as you're writing it. It will be well received, and it will be quite a release for you to start. It's not the full release. You're so welcome, Sunshine. I got you. You guys are my family. I've got you through and through. And you've gone through this rough journey with me. I've got you. And by the way, Facebook feels so good. I don't know what the shift is occurring. So I'm starting to go back there a little bit too. So be mindful of that as well. I may just pop in and do a video there too. You never know. All right. It definitely shifted. And I feel like, oh, I can go back. I can go back. Like I feel like I can go back there a little bit. And so we might a little. Okay. So just be mindful. I may pop in to just do some free readings there too a little bit. All right. 1. We want 3, 2. Let me reshuffle. Whoop. I can't make these up. Okay. This just validates everything I said. Only time will tell. Time. You're stuck in the time, okay? Time. When we're like, I need it now. I feel the same way like about my twin flame. Like, please stop hurting me. Like, I need this now. We've got to let go of time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. It's like when we try to claim something or we try to push or pull too hard, we mess with time. And when we do that, we block. Okay? That's the best way to say that. I don't like when they say, you're trying too hard, give it time. It's like, screw you. Screw you. Yeah, I'm trying too hard. Why not? 22, 11, 11. So I like to say, when we try to push and pull, we block. When we mess with time, we block. Okay, and that's what it's truly about. And we just let go. Okay, let go of time. Let go of expectations within time. Because remember, time is also different. Then it says, only time will tell. Right? What the hell, you crappers? You tell me, let go of time and only time will tell? Let go of time and only time will tell? What the hell is it saying? It's all about time. We are trying to control the time. Then it says, look inside yourself and examine what is causing you to feel this way, which we just did. We just did. We have the answer. Okay, now we're going to be healing it. That's why it's the deepest rejection, because he freaking died. I'm not trying to say that lightly, but that's like the biggest rejection. How do you refill that void? Okay, but he's also saying that there's another one for you, right? And so we have the key now. We're already doing what we need to do. Your job now is sit in stillness and don't think that I can't, I don't, I'm not. Let it go until you can replace it with I am worthy. I am love, I am worthy of love, and I am meeting my man as soon as I'm supposed to. Because what's the worst thing we do is what I did to my twin flame. I got scared and I escaped. And it caused a big rift. And we don't want to do that either. Okay? So that's why they're like time. Let go of time. We're blocking time. Got to let go of time. I know we wanted it 5 years ago, but we got to let go of time because yours is going to be even bigger and better. All right? But we've got to let it in. And now we looked inside ourselves and we know what the key is. Okay? So you are already ahead of time. Does this make sense? Whew! That was powerful, Amy. Holy crap, I feel like I threw up some toxins. Please be nice to yourself. Drink lemon water and asparagus is what I'm hearing to help balance out the acidity in your system. Asparagus for food and lemon water for taste and liquid. Okay? Holy shit, these messages are great. These healings are great. They're not just one aspect, are they? They like hit your whole soul. Don't they? They like hit your whole damn soul. I love this. They do. They like cover the whole entire soul. Oh, you're so welcome. It's like you don't just come to me for one aspect. You're going to get the whole gamut. right? Like, I'll get the shadow pieces, we'll get what's behind the door, and then we'll even go deeper. So just be ready. Like 24, 14, 14, 14, sorry, 14, 14. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. Yes, Amy, I do. It's empowering. I got to look up 14, 14 for you. Oh, it felt so good. As much as I was afraid of this message, I feel like it's actually very powerful today. All right, 14, 14 for love. I feel like that's the key here. New beginnings and a message from your guardian angels to trust your intuition. It can be both exciting and scary to enter into a new relationship. So that's what you're prepping for, sunshine. They're hearing you and they're wanting to give you what you're calling in. We were blocking it with the time because we weren't looking in ourselves, right? Okay. But it's important to listen to your intuition and allow yourself the opportunity to find lasting love. And this is validating everything I just said for you. I cannot make this shit up. Thank you. I love the instantaneous validations they're giving me with these numbers. It's blowing my mind. Blows my own mind. And I don't know how much more mind blowing I can go. It encourages you to take initiative on how you want your relationship to go, as anything you ask for is what you get. Okay? It's important and a meaningful number for love. All right? You got to have the optimistic attitude. All right? And also they're saying is don't put up the expectations that he's not going to be spiritually aligned, because he will be. Your thoughts and feelings are being elevated to a more positive state. I can't make that number up for the meaning it represented for your reading today. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. I am mind blown. Love it. Right? Yes! Yes. Not only is she going to believe in it, though, she's already on the path to doing it. So on a soul level, she's doing more than just believing. You're stepping in, and there's a reason your stuffed frog guy, Frederick, who didn't like his name at the time. He does now, because he grew into it, because he grew on the other side. But, it's like he's also your guide, and he's going to lead you into the most brilliant love. That if he can't give it to you, he's going to give you even better. Do you understand that? And I get chills when I say that. Like, I wish you could see the goosebumps that come up for me when I say that. He's a handsome guy, too. Holy shit. I can see why you're like, I'm done. I'm done. You take him from me, bitches. I'm done. How dare you? But you're about to have something better. Okay? Thank you, Frederick. All right. Donita, are you still with me? Keep in mind, Donita, we are going to do yours Monday or Tuesday. I didn't quite look at we'll set it for sure. And so that's coming soon too, okay? We're going to hit things hardcore. So be prepared as well for big movements, they're saying already, for Donita. All right, that was awesome, Amy and Gigi. Those were like really, really awesome. Yes, general, please. Okay. All right, just a message or message and healing today. Which one? Do you want both? Donita, you're also getting a wand. Okay. Thank you, Frederick. I know everybody who's participating in the Patreon and the workshops and on this live, you're all getting a free wand. Surprise. Just give me a little bit of time, right? It'll probably be by the beginning of next month you'll receive it. Channeled. I don't need to know any. You guys want to know something? I channeled for my 19-year-old last night. I'm like, Spirit, what does he need? He needs sandalwood. Okay, message. All right, so my 19-year-old, they said he needed sandalwood, and then they're like, ayahuasca. And I'm like, what's ayahuasca? Spirit says my 19-year-old needs ayahuasca. Do you guys know what ayahuasca is? So I look it up. That shit's a psychoactive drug that they use in like Peru and shit for a spiritual awakening. So I'm supposed to find my 19-year-old ayahuasca. I mean, he's an adult. I told him, let's go to Peru. He's like, Mom, you're going to let me do it? I'm like, yeah, Spirit says you need it. Let's go. He needs an awakening. My son needs ayahuasca and sandalwood, y'all. That's what Spirit told me. I had no idea what ayahuasca was because I've never done any psychoactive drugs to wake up. All mine was natural Kundalini awakening through breath work and through intention and meditation to heal myself. And then, boom, I had my awakening. Okay. Swallow that apple. Amy H, how would you feel about that if they're like, your son needs ayahuasca? It's a psychoactive drug that they get from boiling the plant, and you do it at like Peru and Brazil and stuff, and they have to like watch you, like they prepare it and they watch you for safety. I'm like, okay, get me to Peru. Oh my God, Minka said it's on her list. I had no idea. So let's go together. I gotta take him. He needs that for his spiritual awakening, because he's always told me he doesn't get visuals. I've shined light into this kid. This kid doesn't act like a 19-year-old already. He wants natural soaps. Like, he totally changed since I did that, because I was afraid I was going to lose him in the ascension, because he doesn't believe in what I do all the way. It's a little crazy, right? So now he needs ayahuasca. I'm like, let's go. We're going to Peru. I'm going to go let my son trip with ayahuasca in Peru. So, Minka, I'm going with you. We'll go together. I want to go to Peru, though. Like, that's the place I want to go. And I'm thinking, can't I just do that? Like, let's just set it up, and I'll find out how much it'll cost, and then we'll all do it. Let's go to Peru. I'm going to get my son to go, and we're going to get ayahuasca, and we'll do our own little trip. Isn't that funny? All right, Donita, I'm sorry. I told him, I'm going to tell everybody on my live tomorrow, 2/20/20. I told him I'm going to tell everybody on my live tomorrow that my son, Spirit says you need a drug. He's like, really, Mom? I'm like, yep. Peru! Yeah. Yes, Machu Picchu. That's like a big place. Isn't that funny, though, you guys? Ayahuasca. I would have never thought. And my son's like, really, Mom? You're going to get me a psychoactive drug? I'm like, dude, Spirit said it. You'll follow Spirit's guidance, or it smacks you in the face. I thought that was funny. So maybe I'll look into doing a retreat like that. If anybody would want to go, let me know. And maybe come January, we'll be going to Peru. I don't know. I mean, I can get out of the vaccine thing. I'll get us all out of it. I'll get us there. Like, I don't care. Maybe that's the only way to get ayahuasca, right? Is to go to those places. I'm going to make the shit work, because they want it for my son. So watch. It's going to be like, I got this. Because I wanted to make him a soap. And I'm like, hey, Chasey, I'm going to make you a soap. Because that's what I want to do next, is tailor these things to you guys. Soaps and candles and all these healing things. Like, I want to make you a bar of soap, because he only uses natural now, because I shone the light through him. And I asked him, like, what does he need? And I heard sandalwood and ayahuasca. Can't put ayahuasca in the soap. So he needs sandalwood soap and ayahuasca. Like, all right, Spirit. You know what you're talking about. My son's like, really, Mom? You're going to let me trip? Yeah, Spirit said so. Yes. Yes. Right? Exactly. It can help find. So it also said it will wake you up spiritually. It'll be like a spiritual enlightenment. He doesn't get visuals, and I feel like that might be his block. Yep. I love it. I love it, Minka. Exactly. So 2/22/12. I love that. Double vax. Okay, Susan. So we will make it work when the shit is gone, because it's going away. When we ascend, it's not going to be that way. 2/22/24. That was awesome. So you know what? I'm like so into it. Like, I will find this ayahuasca. Maybe I can get somebody to ship it to me. I don't know. I'm going to make it work, because Spirit says my son needs it. So what happens when Spirit says something? They provide a way. Right? And me, I can get out of the vax. 2/22/42. When I saw that one, that was crazy. I can get out of the vax because my heart, even though I don't think it's enlarged anymore, because they haven't done another EKG since I did the healing. All I know is my body is better, and they haven't checked it. So as long as I don't do that, and I use my old EKGs, like 5 of them, I'm good. I don't have to take the vax. So if I have to travel over there and bring some back to us, stuffing it in my bra or something, there are suppliers all over the world. I'll bet there is some in the U.S. and Canada too. Yes! All right, it's on like Donkey Kong. By the way, Donkey Kong's my favorite game. I want to play Donkey Kong with my twin flame. I do want to play video games with him. I am still a big kid too. I love Donkey Kong. I want that game. All right, Donita. Sorry about that. It was just a little bit of a shift. Had to share that. I find it very cool, actually. Spirit's amazing. When they said my 19-year-old needs ayahuasca, he's like, well, I am an adult. I'm like, yes, you are, kind of. Ish. He's more adult than I know most kids that age are. So, yes, he's very much so an adult, and I think, like, he's ready. I think he could handle it, and that's why Spirit said so. So I think it's pretty cool. So you guys, like, maybe we'll do like a powwow in our own homes. We'll deliver it to our own homes and we'll just all do it together. I don't know, because they said that you need to be like monitored. Well, I will look into this. We will figure this out. First comes first, all this healing this month and opening up these portals to ascend, which is being recognized across the board. This portal I'm opening, they're talking about it, that come the 11th, it's the ascension portal is open, and I'm opening it on the 9th. So that validation is very real as well, you guys. This movement is very much so now. What did Spirit said? The time to go is now. For ascension is now. Okay? All right. Donita. General message. Okay. No coincidence. All right. We got 3 decks going for you. These are why I pulled them out. I knew it. If you notice, I was like, I got a lot of different decks going on here. All right. Woo! That's not it. So I'm going to tell you, too, yesterday I pulled this deck, and it kept going into a negative space. And I'm like, what the hell? This is the one I kept pulling for my twin flame thing. Because you can travel far. Yeah. So, yeah. Vulnerability is sticking out right now. This is for somebody. It's not for you, Donita. Open your heart. Allow yourself to be tender. You just got to step into vulnerability. You know, that's what that stepping into fear is, where you grow. Okay. Ignoring the fear and stepping in is where you grow. And vulnerability is big because it's allowing yourself to open up in such a way and trusting that it's going to be beautiful. Okay, because that's what it's about. It's not about pain. And so I don't know who that was for. That wasn't for you, Donita. That was for somebody else. All right. But I did an upgrade on my decks, you guys. I cleansed them last night. And that's what Spirit's been nudging me. It's like, we've given you all the tools, Bree. Why are you not the master? Like, hello, hello, hello. And I kept pulling a dark card. And I'm like, no way in hell. Like, no way is he still here. Like, I've pulled so much through. And I'm like, no, something's wrong. And so I cleansed them. And boy, did it make a difference. Super important to do that right now. I feel like across the board. Okay, so everybody who has decks, everybody using tools, do a cleansing on them because of all the negative energy that was at play. Super, super, super important. Okay. So Donita. There's just continuing saying to keep it simple. It's okay. Like, you know, sometimes we're taken down in such a way to keep us still for a reason. Sometimes we need to be still for a reason. And so they're reiterating that to you, is that I feel like you look at it sometimes like, why did I get injured? And it was almost as a protection. And that's what I'm hearing. It's because you were going on one path, and it was a continual path of one direction that was going to lead you into a brick wall and like possibly like a bad car accident, because that's what I'm seeing. So something not positive, something not a good ending. Okay. And that's what I was seeing. And so I feel like this was definitely intentional to get you to sit back and stop the movement, stop the process, stop the physical action. Okay. Donita, are you with me? Hopefully, because I'm just going. And so that was what was going on there. So it wasn't like, I know it sucks and it was a lot of pain, but it was a way to get you to look at things differently. Okay. And we know you're with me, Donita. I know I went into a little rant there elsewhere about Ayahuasca and my son. So they're trying to give my son a spiritual awakening. How awesome is that? I lit his path. I love it because there was a time there where he didn't see me. He thought I was crazy, and I was worried I was going to lose him in the ascension. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Thank you, Donita. But it was a way to cause you to be still because you wouldn't do it. In your mind, you would go there. But your physical vessel is always like, whoop, I'm up. I got to go. 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 And so in order to get the two to match, it was like, stop it. And it caused a lot of pain. So when we're not listening also, sometimes those things happen, okay? It's like your body will stop you. I broke a toe. Remember that story? Like literally went into a panic when I first moved here, and somehow my job was gone, and I freaking freaked out. It was right at Christmas time, and Spirit kept telling me, shut up, listen. They didn't say shut up. But they're like, listen, we're talking to you. Listen, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm screwed. And then bam, smacked my toe so hard I had to go and sit down and think. And I'm like, oh my God, now I can't even walk. Like, it was completely black. Couldn't walk. What the hell did I just do? Now I'm really screwed. And then I got an awakening that, like, oh, that is a message to shut up, sit still, and pay attention. All right. And so our bodies will do that sometimes. They absolutely will do that sometimes. Okay. This was a part of that for you. So the question is, what were you physically running from? Janita, what were you physically running from? Change. You're physically running from spirit. You're physically running from trusting that you are a healer. You're physically running from water. Why are you physically running from water? Why did I hear that? You were physically running from water. That I did not expect to hear. I'm like, and I got chills all the way up my left side. There's a lot going on here for you. So hang on. I bet we're going to do the healing in a couple days too. So keep that in mind. I'd rather do Tuesday. Okay, we can do Tuesday because Monday is my first workshop, and I think Tuesday would be the best. So we could do Tuesday morning. I'm totally good with that. Supposed to start that job on the 8th because I got like a couple more going on, but I don't even know what's happening. I don't even want to stay here. I just want to run. Okay. Wasn't supposed to be here. I was trying to move and then I got abandoned. Whoa, hang on. This is interesting. I've like got things flying out all over the place. Like there's something going on here. There's something going on here. Donita, hang on. hang on. So I told you I brought my wands for a reason. I haven't really used these, but I've got to use it on you. Okay, so like I'm just imagining you in front of me and I'm running this over you. It's like I got to go from your feet and over to your backside, from your feet all the way over to your backside, and then this way, and then this way. So it's like for you it'd be a counterclockwise. For me, I'm looking, counterclockwise. All right, so I go from your feet and then this way, feet and then this way. And then this way. Okay, so you were running from something, water, and I don't know why water, but that's a big piece what you were avoiding. There's something else you were running from. You were running from acceptance. You're running for spirit themselves. And not necessarily all the way mentally, but your physical was not matching the mental all the way either. Okay, so there's something going on here, and there's also what I'm seeing like some darkness, and I almost want to call it a gray, but at the same time I don't. I feel like this is part of your shadow. I feel like this is a shadow piece, but it's very much so surface. So it's not buried deep within your chakras. It is very much so surfaced, and it's like taunting you. It's in your ear. It's in your head. It's everywhere. Like it's taunting you. Like, you piece of shit, just die already. I know you love water. That's why I'm like, how are you? I'm not sure it's on the physical plane. Spiritually. I know I'm saying your physical vessel keeps running, okay? But I feel like you're running internally. Does that make sense? It's like your mental and your body and your mind weren't quite both matching it, okay? But it's like the moment your mind would settle down, your body would be like, boop, I'm out. I got to go. My ear hurts. Okay. Yeah, so you don't like what I have to say. That's what they're saying. I'm triggering something. So there's like a piece of shadow, but it's like haunting you. It's like circling around you. It's not buried on the inside of you. It is literally haunting you. Oh my God, Donita, just dawned on me. Remember one of the first sessions I did with you and I pulled that thing away from you? Do you remember that? I do. I don't think this is it, but it's very much so related. 2333 when I said that. 2333 when I said that. because it's like a shadow piece of you, and it was what was causing that to attach to you. It was what was causing your physical vessel to try to always run from you, and why you were avoiding water to a healing level, like on a deep healing level, not like avoiding touching it, not avoiding getting in your baths, but it's almost like you were avoiding allowing it completely into your full spiritual vessel. And that's what I'm hearing, and it makes so much sense to me. And so this is very interesting. Okay. Yes. Okay. See? Okay. And so this makes a lot of sense. This is like a shadow piece of yours. This is kind of what was like causing you to do certain things in your lifetime, to kind of go away from spirit a little bit in your lifetime, what caused that thing to be able to attach to you. 34, when I said that, that seems to be a theme today. Like I can't make this up. And so this thing is like circling you, but it's a piece of your shadow self. Okay. So make sure we mark that, because I'll do that work as well through the healing. And then we need an energy field adjustment. Okay. That's what this is about. We need an energy field adjustment. So remember, I told you that spirit was not for you that day either, because you are doing the work. You've always been doing the work. So I don't want you to think you haven't. But we need an energy field adjustment. Okay. And that's in your aura. That's in our because it's circling around you. So I can't make this up. Freedom. Okay. Freedom. This is all about independence and self-determination. So it's really, what do you want? And so if you don't want to be on that path, you don't have to be, but it's going to keep making you sick, right? Because we can choose against things, but it doesn't mean our physical vessel, it doesn't mean it's all going to be all right. Okay. When we make choices that align with our higher selves and our spiritual path and what we came here to do, the sky is the limit. Abundance flows through you. Love flows through you and to you, and magical healing and magic and beauty. Okay, but the choice is all yours. And that's why she's got the skull and crossbones on her shirt too. It's like we can make a choice what we go into. All right. That's what free will is. But is it really your free will, or is something circling you going, you're not worthy? Just die already. That's what I hear this. Oh, my ear is ringing. Hang on. Malachi is with me. I just heard surrender and trust, but I think that was for me. Okay, so it's like this one says just die already. Like it takes you to that place. All right, and so now that we're recognizing it, it's already losing some power. And know that the freedom is always in yours. So you can always make the choice of, nope, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing what's better for me today. I'm going to actually allow this water to enter my spiritual vessel. All right. It's about that aura cleansing and health. All right. What is our energy saying? What is our energy doing? Dreams, vivid dreaming message, dream teaching. Okay. Pay attention to those. I feel like you dream in the daytime. I feel like you might go to sleep and say, I don't hear my dreams. You dream in the daytime. Okay. So pay attention to that. When you go off into la la land, you're kind of dreaming in the daytime. So what are you dreaming about? What's happening? Write it down. I feel like something is around you saying, just die already. And that's kind of why we got hurt. That's kind of why it's like, boom, let's wake up. Okay. And that's the reason that thing attached to you. It's not that thing again, but this is a shadow piece, and it's like outside circling you, which I can't reiterate enough, energy field adjustment. Okay. So we will start that process. So I am seeing the blue light kind of going around you. Plus you are in the workshops. So just know it's going to be okay. Okay. I can find peace in every breath. So that's how you start taking your power back. Start breathing light up through. And when you touch the water, breathe the light up through, expand your heart space, and set the intention that the water is touching your soul. Okay. Because there's a disconnect from mind and body, from soul and physical. Does this all make sense now? Okay. I'm just like, okay, you didn't even answer. I make decisions from a place of intuition and power, not the external that says just die already. Because that one's not so good. Okay. So when we're breathing the light in, we're peace in every breath. We're knowing we're adjusting our aura. We're paying attention to our dreams, albeit even in the daytime. And we are making the choice, because we have complete freedom, to stay in our highest path and our highest light. I make decisions from a place of intuition and peace. That's the only time you make a decision about what to do for yourself or others. okay, is when you breathe in that light and expand your energy and then set the intention, the water is going to touch your soul. That is hard for you to do. Just try to say that intention and see what happens to you. Because something is circling your energy saying, die already. Surrender to receiving support and love. I can't make these up. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Okay, because you have that piece in you that will do that, and then it totally cuts you down from source. Because you have a lot of guilt still. Okay, guilt will do this. This can take the pressure off. No coincidence. And simultaneously nurture you. Okay? Let go of the guilt. It is not your fault. 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 And if you tried to do anything to stop it, it would have been you too. Straight up. And I got chills when I said that. That's crazy. That was powerful. I'm sorry. I love you. Surrender the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, even in being broken, right? You have magic because your physical vessel got broken. There's still magic in you. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that came from just being you. That's all you got to do, Donita. So your sister is telling me that you were saved because you are the ascension key. She was not like you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? She was not like you. You are important. You couldn't have stopped it. You couldn't have changed it. It wasn't meant to be you. It's about who you are. You're an important piece of love and light. Then we have surrender procrastination, which was coming through because it would be like you would sit down and your mind would be like, okay, I'm ready. And then your physical body would be like, boom, I'm out. I'm out. Okay? So what I'm going to do for you really quick is, if I get a yes, I need a yes, they said. What am I going to do to give you a yes? I'm going to open up your energy and we are going to remove out of your matrix procrastination and that dark shadow piece. We're just going to start to dissolve it out of your matrix. Okay? Can I get a yes? We don't have to. Okay. Excuse me. That was releasing. All right. So just breathe. Take 3 deep breaths into your belly. And breathe out any tension that you feel with a like let it go. Make noise with it. I'm the only one that's getting embarrassed. Nobody can hear you. Let's get that straight. It's just me. It's just me on here, not you. So you can feel free to take your breaths and make a deep, deep noise. And when you feel like you've released, if you need to take more than 3, do so. Deep breaths into your belly. And then like release that stuff. Let it go. All right. So I call on Archangel Michael, creator of all that is, Archangel Michael, and any other angels that wish to be with you. Jophiel is with you. Jophiel is with you. Okay. Self-acceptance is big. All right. And your cup. So Jophiel is pouring into your cup above you, which is going to start overflowing and pouring into your aura with this beautiful pink goddess light, as well as the white light of God. It's the healing light that I always use, that is in the earth, it's everywhere for us to use. I don't know why I'm hearing this. Somebody's asking about Reiki. I am not into Reiki. I am above that. I'm a master healer. I don't need to use Reiki. Reiki is where you borrow somebody else's light. It's like not of a 5th dimensional realm. It's using that in the 3rd dimensional realm. And so if you want to like step ahead of that, you can just let go of the term Reiki and start using the light from God. Okay. So I don't know who that was for. That came through for that. So Donita. So what I'm doing with you right now is anchoring in your aura into the crystalline grid. I've never done that like that, but I am seeing your aura and I'm seeing it turn into a light body and I'm pulling it down into the crystalline grid. And I am attaching your aura, your energy field, to the crystalline grid. And this is helping to ground you. So it's almost like you're constantly going, boop, I'm out of here. Boop, I'm out of here. Okay, and as I'm doing that, that thing is not happy. All right, it's like circling and getting angry because I just took its peace away. I just took its comfort away. It cannot connect to the earth and the crystalline grid. So if you ever feel like that's the issue, well, we're going to get rid of this. So going forward, it shouldn't be an issue. But when you weren't feeling connected, or when you weren't feeling like you wanted to, that's what was going on. You're irritating this thing. Okay, and this is a shadow piece of self. This is why the darkness attached. Okay, it comes from guilt. Okay, so as I've attached your aura, your energy field to the crystalline grid, that beautiful light from Jophiel is pouring over the cup into your energy field, completely surrounding you and encasing you. And then she's coming as a feminine aspect. Jophiel can be both. Right now I'm feeling the feminine aspect, so you're out of balance and you're masculine. You need to send love to your feminine. Okay? It's almost like you shy away from the feminine. I don't like it. That's what you say. Like, I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable in the feminine skin. And so where most of us are out of balance with the feminine, we resonate more with the feminine. You're definitely staying more in the masculine, and they want you to start loving that feminine aspect of yourself. And I am dissolving anything related to procrastination. I'm hearing judgment and trust, belief, and lack of support. Okay, so you feel like you don't have support, but you don't like to give the reins either. Okay, so all of this is being brought to the surface in your energy field, so we can remove it. As I'm doing this, I'm hearing a lot of like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Just fucking die already. That's this thing, and I got chills. That's not you. That's that thing. That's that thing inside of you that's guilt. That says you should have died. Just fucking die already. That's what it says. And as I'm saying that, please forgive me. I'm just reiterating the energy of it, and it's starting to dissolve. Okay? We're going to do more going forward because this thing is big. All right, this is shadow work. So we are going to focus on that too on Tuesday. Big time. Big time. It's not going to stay. All right. And as we're doing this, it's like putting up a shield around you, a shield of love. It's a love bubble. It's very pink, which you don't like that, but it's very pink, like sparkly pink, like princess pink. And they're wanting me to say that. I know we don't like that. It's princess pink. They're putting a damn tiara on you. They're like, deal with it. I can't make this up. They're like, deal with it. And then you take it off. They're like, okay, well, here's your tiara. We'll make it more pink for you. Deal with it. They would tell you to wear high heels, but you can't right now. Like, it's a thing. I love this. So we are removing all of those judgment, trust. I see procrastination now starting to be dissolved. We are setting the intention that all aspects of healing can be received readily and easily, without hesitation, and with being able to be still. And I see Jophiel go, boom, push your shoulders down, boom, and then pouring more into your soul. But this time it's going in through your crown, in through your third eye, in through your throat. And this one is a multicolored. So it went in blue, then it went pink, then it went blue, then it went purple, then it went green. And this is kind of how it's doing. It's just like rotating through these beautiful healing colors and lights going in through your system. And then I see a couple of chords, and I hear him just saying, just die, like he's mad, just die already. Like, why are you still here? Like, this is big. This is a deep, deep rooted guilt, and it's coming from your root, your sacral, which is our emotional center. So when we do this deep release, and you are still in Patreon, you're going to get the deep releasing as well on the 11th. Okay? This is no joke. Yep. Okay? No joke. So on the 11th, we're gonna tap into that as well. This releasing is going to be huge. Like, it's not a joke. And so we have more pieces for you to tailor as well. We've got a lot going on for this healing. And so I want to keep these at the forefront. Okay. Be mindful of your thoughts today. That's what they're asking you to do. Jophiel is still with you and going to continue pouring this love and light into you and helping to heal you. This shadow aspect is not internal. This is the first time I've seen a shadow aspect circling you, much like a dark entity would do. Because at first I thought it was going to be a gray. It's not a gray. It looks like a shadow person. That is what it looks like. You know how in those videos you see the shadow people and they like peek out and then they're like, whoop! That's what it looks like. And it's tied to that guilt. Okay, this was a shadow aspect. You were very young still when this guilt was embedded. It started at a young age before the major incident occurred. You started feeling guilty, like everything was your fault. You've taken that on since about the time you were about 2 or 3. Something happened and it's like, everything's my fault. And that carried forward. And then when the big thing happened and you're like, why wasn't it me? It should have been me. I should have prevented it. I should have known. And now it's like you're going into the spiritual aspect of, if I'm that, how come I couldn't save that? How come I couldn't have prevented that? And what they're saying to you is, you are the key that's going to bring them all forward. She was not you, and you are not her. Blessings come in many disguises, even sometimes painful ones. So you need to love the feminine, whereas all of us need to love our masculine. Okay? Dance with your feminine. If you could wear high heels and dance, that's what they're asking you to do. Just making sure nobody's picking up my kids yet. So, yeah, this was a detailed message, Donita, and it's not ending here. These were actually really cool, and they're opening this up for our deeper healing in Patreon this week, because everything that came out for all of you today, we're carrying it forward into that deep release and into these workshops, because these are very big ones, okay? And so there's a reason this is here. There's a reason it's coming into play. That was rough. I'm sorry. I don't like that. I'm sorry, Donita. I didn't mean it to be rough. I can only put through what spirit has to be put through. But that's what's going on, right? And then Tuesday, we'll work it on feeling physical healing and anything else that needs to come through. And then the workshop stuff. And then on the 11th, we're going to do a deep trauma release. Okay? But I feel like if we didn't go through this today, you would run from that workshop. I don't think you would have showed up. I do not think you would have shown up to that workshop, because I'm going to do it live on Patreon on the 11th. I know. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know. I'm sorry. But if we didn't hit that today, you would not show up in my workshop. Spirit knows what they're doing. I don't make this stuff up, right? Because I had no idea. So let's hold space for that, okay? That everything is purposeful. And I'm a master healer, right? It's like not just one aspect comes through ever. But it's going to be okay. And it's beautiful at the same time. Give this time and space to integrate and to feel better. But touch the water now and set the intention that it enters into your soul. Okay? And then do the salt water again. It's all good. Okay. If you need me, text me. I'm home with the kiddos today. We're just going to carve some pumpkins. They're going trick-or-treating with grandma later and then coming back. Like, that's all I'm doing. I am here for you. Not a big deal. My kids are all almost full grown. You know, we do this every year. They know I'm there for them as well. So it's not a big deal. Text me if you need me. I'm very lonely anyways, because I don't have my twin flame. It hurts because we were connecting. So honestly, that's where I'm at. I'm like got a soul ripped open for me. So I'm very lonely. So if you need me, I'll be there. Okay? Like, you're not alone. And then just please promise me you will go to that workshop, because if it weren't for today, you wouldn't have. And that's what Spirit is saying. If we didn't do this today, you would not have gone. Okay? You're so welcome. And I will see you Tuesday, hopefully in the morning. Yeah. Are we good there? I will set that up. I will text you, make sure that's okay. You're not left alone. You're not left hanging after this either. Okay. Never, ever do I do that. Never would I do that. Not the kind of healer I am. I cannot have somebody come to my thing and start a message and then be like, oh, sorry, gotta go. I'm going to leave you hanging with questions. So just know I'm here for you through and through and through and through. Okay. Holy heck, this was a lot. Ninka, if you're still there, please watch the whole video and let me know if I ruined anything. I would really, really appreciate that. I don't feel like it. I feel like it was actually empowering in a lot of ways. And it really went across the board. And every healing I did today and message reiterated it completely. So I'm going to hold space for that. For everybody, focus on what we're out of balance on, whether it be masculine or feminine side, because there's an imbalance in the collective with that. It's like a rift within the collective. And so we've got to focus on that. Not to mention we're naturally out of balance a lot of times anyways. And so let's focus on that. Which side are we in balance in? Where could we use some more balance? Are we allowing ourselves to have just as much fun as we are work? Are we allowing ourselves to think? Oh, thank you. My SpongeBob shirt. I got a pink SpongeBob shirt. I love it. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, just send. Okay, so Jacinth, I'm going to correct one thing for you. So I've noticed this across the board. Everybody's like, oh, it's Halloween. The veil is thin. How long now have I been telling you guys there's no more veil? The veil is not thin. It's not there because that's ascension. Okay, we have ascended already into a higher frequency planet 25555, right when I said that. We have already gone into a higher frequency planet where the veil will not be in existence. Okay. So when we go into 5D, it's literally like being 25% spirit in the physical realm. Okay. So the veil is not there. And so I want you guys to keep focusing on that it's not going to go back to thick. Okay. It's just not there anymore. And so it's not just because of Halloween, like that used to be the thing, right? It doesn't exist. No more veil. Veil is gone. I took it away a while ago. And then so absolutely anytime you want to show respect, love, and appreciation, they're always there. They hear, so Jacinth, they actually said they hear you talking to them. One of the times is when you're dealing with food. Yes, I'm okay to keep going. Oh, that's okay. No, I'm good. This is all I had going on today. Just got to go spend time with my kiddos. Good to go. So they're saying they recognize that you talk to them. And one of the times that you feel like you can connect is with food. So I don't know if you're cooking or eating and you think about 5656 when I said that. And you think about them in your head space or anything like that. They are acknowledging that they are hearing you. They're acknowledging it. So something with color and light. I feel like you might get like light movement. And you're like, what was that? Was that a shadow? Like light? Or you're like, did the sun shine through? They're saying it was spirit, actually. And so there's a couple validations going on for you. Okay. Are you with me so far? Is all that making sense? Like, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, can you recognize that moment? Because they're like, this is big. Like, they are acknowledging that they're hearing you. Yes. Thank you. And they're wanting you to notice those recognitions. I love this, you guys. I love you guys so much. See, this is great. How can you not love spirit? How can you not be so happy when you do this stuff, right? Even when it's heavy. It's such a beautiful gift and a blessing. Okay. I love it. I love it. And so there's something with that, right? There's something with things we're passionate about. And I feel like that also taps into our solar plexus. Okay. Because creativity and free-flowing art goes there as well. And this has to do with food, you guys. We get into where we love food because it sparks emotions, okay? So there's something with that. But they're acknowledging that when you see those light things, that is actually them. It's almost like the ability to see an orb, but in a different frequency. It's not just a little orb that's like in a dense area. You're like literally seeing them pass by you. You're literally seeing them enter the room. There is like a portal thing. So there's a mirror somewhere in your house. Is there a mirror somewhere in your house? And I feel like they actually use that. It's like, boom, like you have no idea actually how many spirits come in and out of that place. They're all really like, they're all good. So I don't want you thinking they're not. They're like, tell her now. We're all like with her. This has to do with Malachi as well. Not Malachi. Vladimir. Whatever his name was. I'm like, wait a minute. We're going back in time here. This has to do with your ancestral heritage. The reason why you came here to also clear that. Okay, so a lot of Catholicism people and a lot of people throughout history. Yes. Mirrors. Do you have a mirror in your house? I almost want to say it's in your bedroom. I feel like it's in a more personal room. Vladimir, thank you. Yeah, I was like, wait, wait, Vladimir. Yeah, but he hasn't come around for a minute, but he is one of them that comes through there. I feel like so it's not exactly like, it's like maybe in your bedroom, bathroom, I'm feeling. It's more like in a personal space, but not like in a violation way. You know what I mean? It's not like they can really come and invade your space. And so they want you to know that as well. But you will see the lights come through. And so I don't know why they use mirrors. That's true. Wherever it might be. I don't know. It's a place where you find comfort. And so that's not for me to know everything. Sometimes they don't want me to know everything. Like that's your personal, right? And so it's just know it's one of the mirrors in a place where you find comfort, but it's not in a violation way. So it makes sense it's not in the bathroom or bedroom. But it is like a comfort place like that. It's like one of your sanctuaries. And they come through, but it's not in like a personal way. So they're not going to see you naked. They're not going to see you in the shower. And so if it's wherever it is, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know the exact location. That's, I feel like, a violation of privacy. And so that's why I'm seeing it that way. But just know it's not. So they don't want you to think it's for them to come through and see you in places that you shouldn't be or things like that. Because sometimes I think we think that. Like, can they see us doing these things? They will never go into a realm of violating your personal space. Spirit doesn't do that, right? Only things that are not of God, false agendas take control. False agendas do that. But not anything that's of light or God, okay? So there's nothing bad coming through there. But you can very much so start to tap into this. Yeah, but if you look for the validations, you may not see it. And so when you see the lights, that's when you're like, and just say thank you. And you can try to look, where did I see that from? So don't look for it. But when you are doing those things and you're cooking and you're talking and you're in the zone, and then you see the light, you can go, oh, like, oh, thank you for being here. And just know that's kind of, so they're active. There's like an entryway into your home. And that's what they're focusing on. Why sometimes they use mirrors, I don't know. They just validated that for me. I didn't really know that. Could be like a portal, just an easy way to come through, I suppose. But I do. And so don't focus on it. But when you see the light pass, just be like, and acknowledge it. Okay. And then you just say, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing me. All right. And then as you do that, you're going to come more into that yourself. Okay. You're going to get chills when you validate that. And then ask to see more. Because spirit is trying, but until you acknowledge it, it's just going to stay very shallow, right? Like we're missing it. It's like because you get into that space where still in the 3rd dimensional world of, I can't do this. I don't know what's happening, trying to figure it out. And it's that time, right? The time thing. Excuse me, releasing something there for sure. Does all that make sense? And so once you release that control and you just acknowledge what happens when it happens. Acknowledge what happens when it happens. Thank them. Know that they're communicating with you. And then ask for more. Be like, thank you. Oh my God, I just recognized it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm open for more. And then just go back to, you know? Okay? That's the way we do it. Like when you're looking for it, you're going to miss it. Okay? It happens in the natural. NET. Remember, natural environment teaching. Spirit works in the natural. Okay? That's why drugs bother us. That's why things like that keep us out of our vessel and keep us from connecting. Because they work in the natural. okay? And so when we're looking for it, that's not in the natural. That's in the control environment. That's that DTT, where I'm going to take you to the table and I'm going to control what you learn. Spirit doesn't work that way. 303, 3, 8, and 9. Both of those matter. Does that make sense? And you're still in the DTT mode. Like, I want Spirit to teach me this. And Spirit's like, but you're not ready. Why don't we teach you this? And then they do it and they're like, whoo, okay. Make sense? So Jacinth, what I want you to focus on is this natural or am I controlling this? When you allow it to happen in the natural, acknowledge, thank them, and ask for more. That's your key. That's everything in a nutshell right there for you. You have spirits. You can see them because you acknowledge the light. You know, I've acknowledged the meal thing for you. Like, it's all there, okay? Thank them. Acknowledge it. Don't control it. Just in the time it comes through, oh my gosh, thank you. I acknowledge you. Thank you so much for that message. I'm open for more. It's as simple as that, okay? Now, some people, when I first started mediumship, are like, I don't like this. Spirit will come in when I don't want them to. You're in full control. You are in full control of dark entities attaching to you. You're in full control of everything that goes on in your space, of spirit coming in. You can absolutely tell them, please stop right now. And guess what? They will. Boom, just like that. Anything of the light does not mess with free will. If it's not of the light, easy to take care of. Okay? Super easy to take care of. Way easier than we think. It's just standing in our power. You ain't messing with me today. I'm out. Bye, bitches. You know what I'm saying? It is just that way. Okay? But it's just literally taking the reins and allowing it to be a natural teaching environment rather than DTT. I feel like you resonate with this way that I talk about this really well because I feel like there's that teacher in you. And so constantly think about this. Is this DTT? Am I controlling this? Am I dictating this? Am I saying what's going to come through? Or am I in an NET moment where it's all natural? I'm in my own zone and boom. And thank you. And please, can I have more? Those are the two worlds you're living in. One, you're trying to play in and control, and the other is they're going, hey, we're here for you, we're here. It's time, we're here, we're here. Because mediumship is coming through you as well. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. But again, your main gift is not in mediumship, but it is coming through. Yes. Yes. So always focus on being in the natural, okay? And as long as you're in the natural and you're just allowing whatever needs to come through. Now, when you get synchronicities, Jacinth, are you dropping and rolling? Are you stop, dropping, and rolling? If you see numbers, 333, they said 444 is a big one for you. 222 has been a big one for you. You've had 666 coming in for you. When you see these numbers, do you stop, drop, and roll? They're asking you to connect more that way. It's like sometimes we just want you to stay still and connect. And again, you may not always get messages. It's just about strengthening that connection too sometimes. For me, they seem to be coming through with major validations for these. Like, I can't stop, drop, and roll, but I'm able to look them up and it validates everything I said. And so they do come in for different purposes, okay? And that's that NET. Am I controlling the purpose or is it natural? Okay, there's always a balance there. And for you, again, it's like Donita, you got to love that feminine aspect, okay? And so back to, I hear mediumship's not my strong suit. What is? So yours is the healer, okay? And to where I can cure you with a natural remedy. Okay? Like, I can bring you healing through mediumship as well, but I can also tap in and know what you need for medicine in the natural. Oh, and see? I can't make it up. So there's your answers. They want you tuning in because they need to strengthen that connection. You've got to let go of control because you might see a number, you're like, I'm busy. They don't give a damn 777 what you're doing because it's not important unless you make it important, right? Maybe that's an important time for them to come in and stop you from what you're doing. Okay, so we got to relinquish that control. Trust, it's like my message. Surrender to a trust of another kind. Right? Surrender to a trust of another kind. Okay? So there's your answers. Stop, drop, and roll. Keep it in the natural teaching environment, not DTT. I can't control this. This is natural. They're do what they do. 333. I just saw an orb too. I looked at the time and I saw an orb come through. Okay. Whether or not you guys can see this, I don't know. I just happened to see that. Okay. And then say thank you. Simple. Don't try to understand it. Allow the feeling to come through and be like, oh, thank you. You know, and you'll get like goosebumps and you'll feel it. And then you just keep going. And then you can talk to them like, hey, you know, like, I don't know who you are, but I see you and thank you. And I feel you. And if you have a message for me, let me know. And when spirit communicates through us, it can be in many ways. Okay. And we'll go into that more when I do the thing on the 17th. It'll be like maybe $15 is all I'm going to charge for that one. And we'll do it in Patreon. We'll do $10 because we've done enough this month. And if you can't pay it this month, I'm not worried about it. But it'll be in Patreon, and we'll go into what blocks us from that aspect and then tapping into further aspects of it. But when we receive messages, it's not always in one way. Every reading I do, I receive in every way. Sometimes I see things, sometimes I smell things, sometimes I feel things. When I first started searching into missing people, this guy I first was asked to tune into was still alive. And I felt the gravel he was laying on. Like, I literally felt the gravel on my arm. I felt the gravel on my arm, and I got chills. And then I felt like his experience. I felt what his feet were feeling. I smelled the things he was smelling. I experienced what he was experiencing. It wasn't a visual. Like, it was intense. And they're like, can you tell me on a map? And I'm like, like I got stressed. I'm like, I don't know a map. I'm in a different realm. I cannot give you coordinates on a damn map, but I can give you where he's at. I can tell you where he's at. And they went over him a few times and he ended up dying. But even one time I tuned in and I can hear the helicopter coming. And then on the last time I tuned in, I took his last breaths with him. And so I know what it feels like to die. But I'm giving you this because it was intense. And I'm not saying you're going to experience that. But I'm just telling you, there are so many levels of feeling these things. And when I felt him die, I gave up on that. I'm like, screw you. Why did I feel that? I couldn't save him. The helicopter flew over him. I can see it flying over him. I can hear it flying over him. Turns out it did fly over him several times. They missed him and he died. And so, granted, I didn't give him exact pinpoints. I got them over him. You know what I mean? But I felt all of that. And I felt him take his last breaths. And I felt the gravel. And I felt his confusion because he had dementia. And like, I was talking to her as if I was him, and she's like, oh my God, that's my dad. And I'm like, and it was very stressful. Right. So there's a lot more to these things than meet our eye. Okay. And after that, I was afraid to do missing persons for quite some time. And then before the Jesus thing came through, they're like, you're going to miss your mark. Start doing this. You're going to miss your mark. Start doing this. And it was that one guy first. Okay. These are big deals. Like, people don't, they assume it's one way. They assume it's like, it can be many. Okay. I can't reiterate enough how intense, like, I feel things and I see things. And I literally was like, I felt what it was like to die and to take your last breath. And then I saw. And that night I was like, ah, and I literally freaked out myself. So there's a lot to this. Why they're having me tell you that story, I don't know. But they are. I haven't shared that story yet, actually, at all. That one was traumatic for me because I was trying to save his life. And it was somebody in the academy, and they were reaching out to me desperately, and I've never done this before, so it came out of the blue. And I just tuned in, and it was intense. Okay. I wasn't scared as much as I was extremely frustrated. I was angry. I was angry just since when I took the last breaths, I knew he was dying. Like, it hurt. I'm not going to lie. It hurt. It didn't feel good. And I know what it feels like to die. But the moment he surrendered, it was relief. It was like, ugh. And I saw him go. And I felt the go. Okay. I've also helped people cross over. Yeah, Gannon. And so was I scared? Not necessarily at that time. I don't think he was. It was a fear, but it's a different kind of fear. It's not one we felt before. Okay. But for me, I was so frustrated because it had been like 3 or 4 days I'd been working at this, where she would call me and I would tune in and I would tell her everything I was seeing and feeling. And I knew he was alive, all the way down to the helicopter flying over him. Like, they're there, they're there, they're there. And then it was like, It was like that. And I had to come back and be like, and I was mad. I was very angry. I'm like, what is the purpose of this gift? And that's where I went with it. Like, how dare you make me watch somebody die? And I couldn't save his life. And I wanted to quit. Again, I was like, I'm done. I messed up because she wanted pinpoints. She wanted me to look at a map. And when I look at a map, it's such a foreign object to me. I don't compute with a map. It's really weird. And so she's like, ask the higher self. I'm like, literally, I'm there. Like, you don't even know what kind of healer I am. Like, it was rough. It was very rough. And then for Solomon was a killer. What was his name? They pushed for that. And they're like, if you don't do this, you're going to miss your opportunity. Like, you're going to miss your mark. And so there is something with me with missing people. It's been coming through many times over. This other lady out of the blue, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the story because then she disappeared off my channel. It was when it was on Facebook. This lady that was watching my Facebook page messaged me through Messenger. And she's like, this girl is missing. She gave me a picture, asked me to tune in. I'm like, give me a little while. And I ignored it for a moment. And then all I did was look at this picture. And I said, Spirit, show me what happened to this girl. This girl was sexually abused by her stepfather and her mother, and they choked her to death. And I told her, she's been snuffed out. They know where she is. They claim she just ran away in the middle of the night. They killed her. And I told this girl what I saw, and this girl disappeared off my channel. I never saw her again. And it was proven. It was actually proven to what happened. So her parents she was being abused, and she started saying something on her social media. So she started reaching out to people, and so they choked her to death. And they hid her body. And I don't know if they found her yet because they were going to find her, but the parents knew where they were. But this lady disappeared off my channel. I never saw her again. And I was like, the things that make you go, And so when you come into the spiritual realm, it can be overwhelming. There could be a lot you don't understand with mediumship, with things like that. Granted, that's a different gift. You guys may not have to experience, okay? But I'm just giving you an idea into how things can go and how heavy they can be and how much you can allow in and kind of who I am, okay? How do I come back to myself after such an experience? Jacinth, this is why I would check out a lot, to be honest with you. And this is why I also missed the marks with my twin flame, because I had a lot of things like this happening to me and I did not understand them. And then I would be emotionally overwhelmed and I would shut down, and I didn't have a lot of people I could talk to about it because my experiences are not normal. The things I can connect to and tune into are not of this world, and I am a one of a kind. And they've told me that time and time and time again. And so I would have the experiences and I'd be like, help, 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 help. And everybody's like, you're crazy. I don't know, you're crazy. Like, you're not normal. I'm like, So then I'm like, I'm not normal. And then I have this flame thing happen. And everybody's like, it's just mine's not normal. Like, you don't understand. This guy and I are of a different cloth. It's crazy. Our relationship is crazy. Like, it is powerful. The love I have for him is beyond anybody I've ever known. Like, it's nuts. And that's funny you asked that. So she asked if I sense that I need to protect myself again and again. No. That's the thing. I probably should. I can give you my process. I will give you that. We will go over that during these workshops the next few days and into the mediumship workshop. I will give you some tools that I use for sure with that, Jacinth. But because mine are different, okay? And mine are not normal at all, ever. Nothing I do is. And so when I go into teaching you guys, just remember it's not baseline, okay? You are like jumping up into master stuff, okay? But with that, it's like I told you with my twin flame, is I'm more protected than he was, but I know he's protected, okay? It's like I forget to cleanse myself sometimes, but we all should, right? But I am highly protected that way. It doesn't mean I'm still not vulnerable at times, because we all can be. Okay, so when I let my vibration go down, when I tried to escape out of that reality and be normal and just work, and I had to actually smoke some pot to do that because my vibration was so high, I was having a hard time working. My struggle is real. My struggle is very real. And there's a reason why I've made the mistakes that I've made. And instead of getting the support that I probably needed, I've been alone through it. I mean, like even from my twin flame, right? It's been rough. I'm not going to lie. And I've had to retreat and figure it out. And so when I look back and I go, why didn't I do better? Why didn't I do this so profoundly? It's who in their right mind would pick up all this and know what to do with it right away? And I have to give myself space for that too. It's like I had a lot to learn and a lot of energy to step into. And now that I fully have, I'm being reborn. And so there's a lot more going on for me than meets the eye. All right. And so I just want you guys to know and give space for the fact that it's hard to dictate how things will come through, and everybody's different. And we need space for things to be more intense than they may have been 5 years ago. Okay. And that's why things like Reiki, and when we take it back into the third world, we're going to miss the mark, because I don't come from that world. I actually come from the highest realm. I come from what they call like 12D and beyond. Like I'm not even a 5D. Like I can get you guys there, and I can get you to work through it and know what it is. And seeing Gigi and all of you come so far, everybody who's done stepping stones to awakening really fucking woke up. Like watching you guys do this stuff, I'm like, how did I get you here? And just know that it's hard to look in a book and go, it should be this way. Okay, that's that DTT. Okay, go into the NET. If this is new, I don't know what's happening. I can't look in a book and say this is what's going to happen, because it's going to be different. Okay, it's a new world, new world, new world, new earth, 5D. Okay, so you may feel things. You may experience tasting the food that they ate. Like it's real. Okay, but it's like the sky's the limit for everybody. So just know that. Okay. And so I won't sit here and tell you, well, you'll experience it this way. Don't control how you experience anything. And don't let people tell you you're wrong. Because if I did that, I would have quit a long time ago, because nobody understood what I was doing. But then it was proven. So that goes back to that proof is beyond what you see. Proof is already beyond what you see. That's why everything I did, I had to give space that it would be proven eventually. So I actually had to step out of that and go, people think I'm crazy, God, nobody's listening to me. And he said, just hold space. And what did they say? This next year is going to be a year of validating everything I've done. So everybody's going to have no choice but to see everything I've done. And if I would have listened to, oh, nobody sees, this is crazy, it's not being proven yet, this looks nuts, I'm saying I'm causing these earthquakes, it's not being proven yet, and then boom, it was, right? Spirit's like, oh, something big's coming, and I had to say it, and then in less than 24 hours, we had a 9.5 or 9.0, whatever it was. Like, this shit is real. But hold space for the fact that it's not always validated right away. That doesn't mean you're wrong. Okay? It's beyond what we're willing to see, and then we will be validated in every way. 21-21, when I said that. 21-21. 12-22. Okay. Indicates that your thoughts are like seeds that are about to sprout, and you're a sign that things will be going in your desired direction. Okay, so these are things that are growing in you. These are seeds that are being planted in your psyche to know what to do with it, because these things might also be coming forward for you in a big way. Okay, keep the faith, knowing that the universe and your angels are behind you all the way, and that there's just more than meets the eye, really. And it's also about bringing a lot of positive energy and balance. Okay, you're compassionate, balanced, adventurous, and honest personality. All right. But what they're also saying for you is, again, you got to love the feminine aspect of self a little more. Okay. I feel like on a personality level, not on a physical level, I feel like physically you're very feminine. Personality wise, you like to be tough. And so they're asking for the balance into the feminine on the inside, because you're a little out on the masculine. So everybody I've had come through today is in balance, out of balance, masculine and feminine wise, one way or the other. It's not a joke, but it's all across the board. And that was the beginning of this message. So when I look up these numbers, I literally just Google them. If you have an Apple, you just do it on the search engine, and I'll type up 2121, and then it'll come up with angel number. You could type in angel number. So look up 2121 angel number. Now, keep in mind, you'll get a lot of different things pop up. It's about discernment and what resonates with you at that time, because it can be different from time to time. Now, descent. For you, though, they want you tuning in. It's not about looking it up on the phone at all. I can do this because I spent the first 2 years tuning in. 32333 when I said that. 32333. So for you, they want you tuning in. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop into your heart space, and ask what you need at this time. If you receive nothing, you just need to connect. Okay? When I used to receive stuff, it wouldn't come immediately. I would ask, and it would be like a hesitation, and then I would get something. And it would come in different ways. So when you first start, it's like learning to drive a car. It's like learning to ride a bike. It's a little more denser. It's a little more difficult. Now I barely ask, and it's like boom, 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 boom. I don't even have to ask. Somebody else asks, and it's like, shit, thanks. Now it just came through for you. And people will take advantage of that for me too, because it's just what it is. I love it. Right? But how many else do you do that to? You just ask, and it's like, oh, now I have no choice but to answer your question. Suck a fish. Right? Like, damn it. Back off, leave me alone. And so, it just really goes with what it is for you at this time. Now, these are coming through for me to kind of validate. I think some people need these validations. And so it's also showing the validations within the numbers for you guys and how meaningful they really, truly are. 24, 44, I really feel that. I feel like somebody needs those. But for you specifically, Sunshine, they don't want you looking them up. They want you stop, dropping, and rolling. Okay? Anytime you see any synchronicities, whether it be 2 numbers in a row, 3 numbers in a row, 4 numbers in a row, all has to do with ascension phase, all has to do with learning lessons, things like that, for how many you get. Stop, go into your heart, and just ask what you need at this time. If you get nothing, continue just being in the stillness, because that's what it's about. It's strengthening that connection with spirit, which is what they're trying to get you to do. Because if you go to the external and you look it up on the phone, we're not doing that. Okay? So keep in mind, because I look them up, doesn't mean that's what all of you should be doing at that time. First, you need to stop, drop, and roll. Once you strengthen that connection, then you can look them up. Or you can just ask. Right? I could just ask. They're usually validating what I already said to you, though. So that's why it's like, I say it, and then they're like, here's some validation. So I don't really need to ask in those moments. When it's myself, I'll ask. Because it might not be also what's on that phone. It's learning how to communicate with spirit first, and then you can discern those messages. Does that make sense? Baby steps, understanding your connection with spirit, because they talk to us differently. They talk to you through your life experiences, through how you communicate, which might be different for me, right? Like I got to experiencing that guy die. You may not have to experience that. More than likely, most of you won't. Okay. Okay, because you're not dropping and rolling. So every time, this is your challenge, okay? All the way through these workshops, too. I want you doing this every day because Spirit's on my back, so you might get a lot. Like, they've got my back on this one. Okay, because you haven't strengthened that connection, all right? You're still on the outside. We're still in here. You cannot connect from here. You cannot connect from here. I don't care who you are. I don't care what they say. Nobody in their right mind can connect from their head. And so when you're getting those numbers, your first initial reaction is to what? Look it up. It's not easy to strengthen this connection. It is literally like learning how to drive a car, ride a bike, go to the bathroom. Okay? Breath work is good. That's good. But again, you're still kind of in here thinking about your breath a little bit. All right? Just simply, here's your homework. Nothing else. Nothing else at all. Okay? Write this down. Because this is what it's going to be for the next week or more. Okay, let's stop that altogether. So here's your homework. Anytime, Spirit's going to have my back, so you may see a lot, and I don't care if it's overwhelming. Let me tell you how many times I used to stop, drop, and roll in a day when I first started. It would be on the hour, sometimes multiple times. Boom, 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 boom. It is not a joke when everything I did had to do with connecting to Spirit. That's how much I put into it. That's how quickly I ascended. There's a reason for that. I'm a master healer. I already knew what to do. I get that. It's not what I expect you to do. However, anytime you see numbers, 2, 3, 4, however many in a row, I don't care what you're doing. If you're driving, find a place to pull over. If you can't, just acknowledge it, thank them. And then when you stop, drop in. Okay? It's literally about stop, drop, and roll. And you'll probably not get anything at all for a long time. because you haven't got that connection established. That's what they're going to do. I want to know how many times you get these numbers in a day, how much you're going to be stop, dropping, and rolling. It's going to be a lot. I'm not going to lie. They are going to work you. And they're telling you that. Like, be ready. So it's going to be numbers after numbers, and maybe 5 times in an hour. Okay? They want you stopping and just dropping into your heart space, even if you have to go like this. I'm vibrating and tapping on my chest. Do that for the first day or 2. That's getting you here. Anytime you get those numbers, be like, because I know you have a really hard time dropping out of here. So just physically, climb down that stairs like I taught you guys. Go down your staircase to there's nothingness. Sit in the nothingness, okay? Drop down to the heart. Sit in the nothingness. Every time you see those numbers, do that. Yes. Whenever anybody says drop in, they mean to your heart space. That's where we connect. It's not in here. It's not anywhere else. Amy, one time I had to tell her to go to her solar plexus, but generally speaking, it's right here in your heart space. Okay? So when we see the number, stop what we're doing, drop out of our head. The way I learned how to do that, and this is why I've put this on my channel through before, Wayne Dyer taught me by using words. So you see the words, and he uses, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. You don't have to use all those. Whatever works for you. This is how I taught myself how to drop in this way. Don't attempt. Just say, I'll do it. Okay? But you can also do the words. You guys, there's many ways you can do this. It's about what works for you. So if you're really visual, so I would see the words. If you have a problem with stopping the thought processes, this is perfect. And I've put a video out on my channel that did the same thing. Okay, it dropped you guys in that way. So visualize the word hour, O-U-R, space. Do it again, O-U-R, space. Then Father, F-A-T-H-E-R. Back to R. O-U-R, space. Father. Then drop down into that space. For as long as you can stay there. And then go back up to the words. Then go to art. Back to Father, space. Art. Then you drop down. And when you drop down, you don't let anything bother you. And you stay there as long as you can in between the words. Just imagining yourself being in between these words down below. This literally works. Okay, and so that might be the case, right? But this is how we connect to God. But remember, you've cleared all of that. So when you go, it doesn't resonate, it doesn't work. I would let those words go, right? And just try different things. Maybe for a day, use different words to send. So you don't have to use that saying. Okay? If that one doesn't work, then just do the tapping here. You just climb your staircase down there. Okay? You can also use any words in the world. So he does that one because that's the connection to God. God, if you look at it this way, look at all religions. Okay? All religions come from the same place of God. Ah, Allah, Buddha, God. It's not the entire word, it's the ah. So here's another one that I use that Wayne Dyer taught me. He's a genius and he taught me a lot. This I was learning from the time I was a kid and didn't realize it. He saved my life. But there's a reason why. And then when I learned mediumship, I called on him first. So I met him at a beach and he's beautiful. I love him. Anyways, another one that he would do is ah. So when you're in the shower, take deep breaths in and go ah. Much like om. So om would be at nighttime. Om is like thank you, God, right? But ah is like God, hear me. Ah. This allows you to drop in here and then do it when you can be loud. Like, I don't care how weird you guys think this stuff is, 3232. When you're in the shower, breathe in the light and just be like, ah. And as you're doing that, imagine what you want. This is a good way to manifest, okay? But it also drops you into here. And that's talking to God on every level. I don't care if it's Buddha, Allah, God. It all has the same tone, and he's right about that. And when I was a kid, I would tell you, if we could pick up every religion and put them all together, we're close to what God is. He's everything and everyone. 333303. Okay, that was 4 3s. 33303. That's true. French is a little different. I don't know what to tell you there. I don't know. I'm not French. But across the board, everywhere else, it's awe. But it's still the meaning of God, right? I don't know. But you're saying God when you say that, right? And so truly God has that awe sound. Just because they take it a little different, I would still stay with the awe. It's very true across all religions. God is the base of just awe. Do that in your body. So you're in your head again, just sense. You're like thinking about it. You're deciphering this shit into the third world dimension. And it's like, who cares? Like that's yeah, it's just, that's like a division, right? On the baseline, it comes from the same place. And that's the point. Try doing that in your body for a few days. And then at night go Om and be thankful. Om and be thankful. In the morning, while you're visualizing what you want. If you want to connect more, I'm a supreme being who can connect. Then at night you go to bed and go Om and you be thankful. You want to know what else this does? Raises your vibration tenfold. Because before you go to bed and when you wake up are the most important moments for your vibration. They're the most important moments for what we put into our psyche before we go to sleep, and it downloads into our head. I used to watch those unsolved murder mysteries before I go to sleep. Not very good for my vibration, 444. I don't do that anymore. I'll watch them in the daytime because I really do like them. I'm an unsolved mystery person, right? But I'm very careful with what I put in the morning and at night, okay? Because this does have to do with your vibration too. So if you want to know how to raise your vibration in the morning, put your feet on the floor. And before you go to bed, Om, and see what it does. Try it for a week. Yeah. But do it with manifesting too. You know, Om is saying thank you. Om is allowing that to resonate and settle in and connect and say thank you. Being grateful. Is like putting it out there. God, hear me, right? Yeah, see, she's like, indeed fun to watch, but better not before bed. Yes, I used to saturate myself with those 33335. That was nuts. I did. It was like 24/7. I loved the first 48. Like I love that. So there's a reason behind it because I do missing people now. I always wanted to be that homicide detective, but I didn't want to be a cop. I hated cops because they were always mean to me. Like I hated cops. Cops are not always good, right? Like they're not. But so it's like, screw that. Then I'm not going to be a homicide detective because I don't want to be a cop. They were never on my side. That was funny. Although I never got in trouble. I was always a good girl. I do not have a record at all. Not even a ticket, knock on wood. But I didn't want one, and I didn't like cops. I saw them hurt a lot of people, and I've even seen them kill people. So I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do it. But it makes sense now because now I'm actually solving mysteries and God had me do it. And then the Jesus thing came through. It's all purposeful. Okay. But just since you have this way of deciphering mentally and then it takes away the magic. You take away the magic when we do that. And then God says, okay, it can't happen because you just said it can't happen. There are no coincidences. So take that out of your menagerie. And when we think about it, it takes the magic away and it brings it into the third world. Dense, dense, dense. I need Reiki. I got to borrow somebody's energy to heal you because they have power that I don't have because they went through a certificate program. Spirit doesn't work that way. And when I kept saying I needed my master's, Spirit's like, no, you don't. You've got so much knowledge in you. I have so much knowledge in me. And I may not have gotten my master's, but I can probably outdo some people that have theirs. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of schooling behind me still. It's a title. That's a third world concept where I can probably school most people. You know what I'm saying? Not that I want to. But it's just a title. It means nothing. And we take away the magic, right? We take away the spiritual aspect of it. I don't got to borrow anybody's light. It's God's light, and it's in the earth. It's in me. It's in you. It's in the earth. And if I need a certificate and then say you can borrow mine, I'm just controlling that power. I'm saying I can do something you can't do. And that's not the truth. All of you can do everything I do. It's all about what are you willing to surrender and step into and accept. When God told me, you have to accept who you are and allow yourself to be yourself, I had no idea what he meant. I get it now. And they're asking you guys to do the same thing. Like, be open. How teachable are you? Even I get that one smacked in my face. Whoosh, how teachable are you? Oh, shit, I thought I was really teachable. I missed the mark. We all do. So relax on yourself, too. There's a lot. It's a lot, okay? When they say master 33833, you mean lifetimes of learning this stuff. Like, I'm a little ahead of all that, right? Like, I've done this for many lifetimes till I've mastered things. Truly. Okay? And so the sky is the limit, but there's no expectations. Okay? Sky is the limit, no expectations, and don't take away the magic. Don't take it into the third world. I don't need Reiki. You don't need Reiki. They don't need Reiki. If you want stuff, knowledge is good. I'm not saying it's not. Sometimes we need that knowledge. Sometimes we do, because then it opens up, it teaches us things, and we can use that across the board. Okay. Sometimes education is very, very important. I'm not saying it's not. Reiki is very, very important for what it's always done. And those people are beautiful people, and they are healers in their own right. So I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying we don't have to do that anymore. That's the older, dense energy. And we all have access to it without that degree. Okay? But it's not that it's not a good thing to have. We just all have 33933. You guys, the synchronicities are nuts. Okay? Spirit's also saying, yep, that's validation there. So I love it. Okay? So when you say, I can't, it's because you're doing that. It's because you're going, well, this is that, and this is that. Just let it go. If something doesn't work, that's okay. Do what does feel good for you, because we're all different. Okay? And so I've given you several tools. You can even use a sentence of, my hair is pretty today. If we struggle with our own self-image, that would be a really good way to do it. I want to be beautiful. Take the word I, drop. Want, or I am. Don't ever say I want. That's something that's outside of us we don't have. It's already in you. Just say I am. Okay, that's another thing that Wayne Dyer teaches. I am. Okay, I am God. What does that mean? I'm a narcissist? No, but God's in all of us. Okay, He's in every single one of us. And He's also in the earth. That's why they say go inside. That's what a mystic is. Everything's in you. I'm a mystic. Juniper Bloom Mystique. Took me forever to figure that one out too. I'm like, what does that name mean? That's real. I didn't name myself that. You guys know my story. Spirit gave me that name. Yes, Jacinth. Yes, I am worthy of love. And we're going to do that one even more through this week, okay? So when I do the trauma workshop, that one's going to be our main focus. All right? This was an awesome live, you guys. I'm going to go spend time with my kids now. I spent way longer than I meant to on Halloween. Wait, my ear's ringing. I don't think there's anything special. I just have beings here with me, but I don't see a message coming through. So I just acknowledged it. I feel like it's just presence. And so, you know, if I could say anything in the world right now, I would just say to my soulmate, I miss you. I'm lost without you. I'm not whole without you. Okay? And it hurts that I walk out of this apartment and he's not here, and I'm kind of not liking it. Okay. It's my turn to be rescued and loved. That's all I want to say. All right. Yes. So much fun. Love you guys. My daughter's like going nuts out there, so I better go calm my tigers down. Too much candy already. Spent $30 on candy. That shit got real. What the hell? Time to go brush our teeth. All right. So much love. Thank you, guys. Oh, I know. Happy Samhain Halloween to everyone. It's just a happy day to me. I feel like it's a positive day. Always has been. So enjoy it. Oh, it was an absolute awesome life. Thank you. And thank you, Anika, for being here so much and validating what I said. I was a little scared because I shouldn't be afraid to talk, right? That's an imbalance for sure. But it was very awesome. I love it all. You guys pay attention to where we're out of balance, masculine, feminine, peace and joy, or work hard. What is it we're out of balance on? We're all out of balance somewhere, I guarantee it. So that's the focus. I loved this live. This was awesome. I'm so glad I actually did it. There was a lot of hesitation. So that's interesting. So much love to all of you. Be safe. And again, the veil's not coming back. So I know at Halloween it would go thin, but it's just not in existence anymore because the vibration of the planet is too high. That's why you're going to have mass awakenings everywhere you go right now. You are having mass awakenings. Okay? Much love. If people are going to wake up, sometimes they wake up in pieces, you guys. So there's like no time frame. So Spirit's also saying that. As long as they're waking up in their own time. So just also allow space for that. Okay? There's no dictation for how quick and slow people go in these things. And sometimes it's a give and take. Sometimes we learn, then we heal. Then we learn, then we heal. Okay? So much love to all of you. I'm not me without any of you. I love you so very much. And I just need my family complete. And I hold space for that. I'll see you guys later. 3:43:33.